You know, a lot of people seem confused about how to suggest a video for the Drunken Peasants podcast. A lot of people try to tweet them to us. A lot of people send them to Drunken Peasants email box. I'm sorry, but all of that is just wrong, okay? The only place that we look at videos and consider them for the show is if you send them as a private message on the Drunken Peasants Facebook page. And not only should you send us your links there, you should clearly label what they are. Like, here's a news story I think you guys should talk about. Here's a crazy video on YouTube. Here's someone for troll or not a troll. Here's something for a stupid ad segment. Here is me asking you guys a question. And that's where it belongs, in our Facebook inbox, clearly labeled. Because other than that, we ain't gonna pay attention to it, and you've just wasted your time. Sorry to say. Hey guys, if you enjoy the Drunken Peasants podcast, be sure to go to audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants to get your free audio book. They have books like The God Delusion or Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. Also, 150,000 other titles to choose from. So be sure to check that out. It supports the show and you get a free audio book in the process. So what the fuck do you have to lose? Do you shop on Amazon.com? Of fucking course you do. You're a human being like anyone else, and you live in the 21st fucking century. So yeah, you're shopping on Amazon.com. But here's a question you need to ask yourself. Why aren't the Drunken Peasants getting a fucking share of that money that I spend on Amazon? Well, we could be. All you have to do is use the Amazon affiliate links provided below in every episode of the Drunken Peasants. Well, at least all the recent ones and all the upcoming ones. Check it out. If you're going to be buying something on Amazon anyway, why not support one of your favorite podcasts? In fact, your favorite podcast overall, let's be honest. Why not support your favorite podcast in the process? If you're going to buy something on Amazon, use the Drunken Peasants Amazon affiliate links so that we can get some of your money. Not just Amazon.
The Drunken Peasants podcast is satirical in nature, and while we do occasionally delve into serious issues and discussions, our primary purpose is to entertain and amuse. In other words, don't take this shit too seriously.
From the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants Podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Fuck it! Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
What the fuck you talking about, atheist?
It's okay.
You're nothing, TJ. You're garbage.
I just want to be light.
You're garbage, TJ.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Often imitated, but never duplicated. We are the Drunken Peasants Podcast, bitches.
Don't you mean the Dusty Peasants podcast? Or is it the Drunken Dusty podcast?
Is that
Tacos! Or is it... Yeah.
How dare you guys remove tacos from the Audible ad?
We didn't remove nothing,
Yeah, we didn't remove it.
You did.
Fuck you.
I didn't hear it as prominently as I did before.
Well, you're fucking stupid.
No, bitch. You're
That's
stupid.
all I can say.
Aren't you glad to have Scotty back?
TJ's so fucking persnickety.
You're persnickety.
We went to get some food. I'm like, TJ, do you want anything? He's like, he doesn't answer his fucking phone, so I have to fucking text him.
Right. I don't even know why he has a fucking
And he's
phone.
like, I will take McDonald's. And it's like, okay, well, what the fuck do you want it then? He doesn't even tell me what he wants. He's like, I want McDonald's. I want a double quarter pounder combo meal. And I don't want a normal. I want it dressed like a Big Mac with extra sauce. And don't you tell me they don't do that, because I know they do. and that's fucking almost verbatim.
Wow.
I was with Monica. I was
Okay,
like, you know
but
what?
because I know Scotty,
I want to take his fucking hamburger.
If I give him an order
and
that's
fucking
the
dip it in
least bit
fucking red
complicated,
ants
he's
and
gonna
then
come
give it
back
to
and be
him.
like, they said they don't do it, bruh. Said they don't do that. It's like,
I never would have said such a thing. That's a
Yeah,
lie.
you would've.
That's a bold-faced lie.
I had to
TJ.
I headed you off at the pass, and you're just pissed.
What? Did you watch a fucking Western? Everything now it's like, I headed you off at the pass.
Headed you off at the pass, bitch.
Whatever. We all know what you are, TJ. And that is fucking garbage,
I'm a
dude.
police.
By the way, all $25 plus patrons tomorrow at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, that's
Begins.
-4 GMT, by the way.
Begins the hangout.
The running of
for
the bulls.
You motherfuckers.
Yes, and we've never done it before, so
It'll probably suck
Yeah.
dick.
It'll be terrible.
but we'll see.
But maybe not. Who knows?
Yep.
Could be good.
Could potentially be awesome.
Probably not, but maybe.
And by the way, going back to the last video, just to explain to you guys what happened, YouTube sucks. That's what happened.
Yeah, and you guys, I promise you this. Every time you motherfuckers are like, why isn't the new episode up? Why is the new episode up? Why is the new episode
Yeah,
up?
why is the episode up, TJ? Why not, buddy?
I can guarantee you with 100% certainty in every instance that it's not us sitting here like, hey guys, I've got a scheme to make less money.
How wickedly evil,
I like it.
TJ.
I like it when they call us lazy because the video's not up yet. It's like, wait, we already did all the work.
Yeah, we did
Why
everything
is the video
required
not
of
up,
us.
drunken peasants?
It's in the hands
What
of
am I paying
YouTube.
you for, drunken peasants?
YouTube decided our last
I'm
video.
a $1 patron. I deserve the video up now.
YouTube's... motherfucker.
First of all, our video was like, it said our video was
10 billion
hours
long.
Yeah.
So YouTube's fucked.
Where's the 10 billion hour video? I'm a patron.
It took them. It
What's
took
wrong
them
with you?
like 16 hours. So basically, what we've learned is that the video just sits there in limbo until we upload another video, and that kind of like knocks it through, which is ridiculous. So if the video's not up right away,
It's YouTube.
calm the fuck down.
Also, by the way,
It's
if you're
YouTube.
wondering why we started a little late,
YouTube
was
is
also
garbage.
YouTube.
it wasn't because I was at Wendy's getting my
This
fucking spicy
That'll be-
chicken sandwich
that'll be
fix
next
or
time.
something. No, that would at least be awesome because I'd have a chicken sandwich. But no, it's YouTube.
True.
It's YouTube with its bullshit. Motherfuckers wouldn't let us start the stream until like a million years had passed.
Yeah, we were almost about to delete this stream and start a new one.
But then finally, like just before we did it, it's like, okay, you can stream. We're like, yeah, cool. Thanks, YouTube. Just
YouTube-
20 minutes after we asked to.
We had to pay homage to the YouTube gods. It's like, I want to watch them be frustrated. Oh, they're so frustrated. Then it's like, okay, now the stream can start.
I think it was a college humor thing, but it reminds me of this fucking, what's going on?
Oh,
What is going on here?
oh, we've got someone that you're definitely going to be nice to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Jesus? Is it Jesus?
Hello, Mr. Person. Patrick?
Hey, how's it going?
Ah!
It's not Jesus. Rip off.
I don't like him. His voice is weird.
We came here expecting Jesus.
Your voice is weird, man.
Sweet.
Fuck is wrong? What the fuck's wrong with you, Patrick? You sound like you fuck sheep.
Do you fuck sheep or goats? Which one is it?
Did Ben tell you? That's fucking lame.
Yeah,
oh,
Ben.
Ben has a blabbermouth.
Yeah,
Ben's
I tell
always
ya.
spilling everyone's secrets.
There's no secrets here.
Ben's like, yeah, he fucks goats, he fucks sheep.
Yep.
Pretty
Yeah.
weird guy.
Oh, well.
And
No.
and he makes video games, right?
Yeah, I do. Sort of.
Sort of.
It's a sort of video game.
So is this a sort of trailer for your sort of video game that you want us to play?
Yeah. I mean, you can interpret it as a video game.
What is it?
What should we interpret
it's the
it
meaning
as?
of life.
You should interpret it as a amateur attempt at art, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that sounds very promising.
You've lost us already. All right.
You've killed any and all excitement for what you've done, but let's play the trailer anyway.
All right. So we'll get our beautiful faces off the screen.
It's like art for, morons, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Check it out.
All right. So I'll mute us so that we can play the whole trailer, and then we'll come back, and I'm sure TJ will have some insightful things to say about it.
Yeah.
Indubitably.
And by the way, there are links in the description if you'd like to purchase this game, or there's also a free version with ads.
It's not a game, Ben. It's fucking art.
art.
bitch.
It's sort of art.
Art for retards.
All right, so TJ,
Yeah.
what's your what's your opinion?
I want to know what the blocks did to deserve all this fucking aggression towards them. There just seems like they're just like some blocks chilling in space, minding their own business. Meanwhile, all the bad shit's being shot at you from above by some other source that you're not even addressing. And you're fucking sitting there wasting your time shooting these fucking blocks. They're just harmless. This game is horrible. I don't even know what a threat vector is. Is it vector threat or threat vector? It's so unmemorable. I can't even remember the order of the words. What
It's
shit?
threat vector.
How much of your life did you waste on this garbage, sir?
Oh, like 10 years or so.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I would just, eat a bullet, dude. Your life is meaningless. Meaningless existence, man.
You like that Windows Movie Maker editing there? That was pretty good.
That was
I did.
awesome.
If there's one thing I did like,
The soundtrack, TJ. You seem to like the soundtrack.
I did like the music you
Yeah,
used
hopefully that's not copyrighted shit that we'll get flagged for.
there. If it is, we're gonna
yeah,
beat the fucking shit out of you.
Yep.
No.
Dude, we're gonna beat
We'll
the
fight
fucking
you.
shit out of you.
But yeah, I don't know. It looked all right. I'd play it probably. But if I died too quickly, I'd get angry and slap you in the face.
Yeah, TJ's only interested in something if he's automatically good at it.
Yes. And
Well,
that's a successful life strategy. If you're the least bit bad at something, even initially, don't try to get better. Just move on to something else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll move on pretty quickly then. Yeah, no.
That's my life advice for everybody out there.
Yeah, it's one of those games that's designed
Live
to be,
your dreams unless they're hard, which you have done, sir. You've created this wonderful work of amateur art.
Yeah, amateurs, right?
Wherein
Nope,
your little ship
Let him talk,
shoots
TJ.
non-threatening
God,
blocks.
such a piece of shit.
Are you kidding? The only thing TJ likes is the sound of his own voice.
I know.
Yeah, my voice is pretty. His is ugly. Why should I let him talk? Oh, Ben's muting me. Ah! Censorship! Censorship!
TJ's being censored by the government
Yeah.
of Ben.
All right, so what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's actually inspired by an Atari 2600 game called was it Yar's Revenge? Probably nobody knows what that game is, but yeah. So it's inspired by kind of a classic arcade, back in the day sort of thing. So it's meant to be difficult. It's meant to be challenging, but not like to the point where it's just retarded. So.
How challenging is it? Like, how many hours should it take someone to play?
I don't know. You could probably beat it. Beat it.
TJ?
Oh, I'll beat it, motherfucker.
No, you won't.
TJ, you can't beat shit, dude.
I'll beat that game, and then I'll beat his ass.
No.
You got kind of a Michael Moore thing going on today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Scotty doesn't like that hat too.
That's true. Scotty likes the hat.
No.
Man,
no.
TJ, you know what, dude? That
loves
hat.
There was even a thread. You know what? There was a thread in my fucking subreddit today that said that my hat is awesome and people wanted it for themselves. Or it might have been in the Drunken Peasants subreddit. It was in one of those fucking subreddits. People love this hat. People die for this hat.
I don't think Scotty likes it. He was telling me earlier that he's got a problem with
you
it.
need to take that hat off, TJ. Disrespecting the police
I
on
ain't
this
taking
show.
shit off, bitch.
What's that, TJ?
I ain't taking
You
shit
wanna take
off.
the fucking hat off?
I ain't taking shit off, motherfucker. What you gonna do? Whoop your ass. Ah! Respect the police, TJ. You kissed the police. Ah,
Okay, TJ kissed the police.
I did.
Yeah. The only other thing I wanted to say about the shitty game is it's kind of just me and one other person. It's our first project, so if you guys could just check it out. I don't even don't buy it. Just get the free version and check it out. And honestly,
I want to say something. You're the worst.
I know you want.
salesman
I
in
know you want to
history.
say something, TJ.
No, he's horrible at selling this fucking game. He's like, it's shit.
Okay.
And, I did it with one other person, and I don't know, man.
All right, TJ is gonna try.
Groundbreaking design and production.
TJ is gonna try and sell your game now. I put him on full screen, and there's links
Sell
in
the
the
fucking
description.
game, TJ.
Okay, remind me. Is it called Vector Threat or Threat Vector?
Threat vector.
Threat
Whatever
Vector.
Threat vector. Threat vector.
You have not experienced gaming until you have experienced Threat Vector. take on the cosmic of whatever and fucking attack. With insane fury, you sail through the stars, destroying enemies and collecting power-ups to become a greater whatever bullshit ship. It's awesome! Fucking do that shit! Feel that shit! Buy now! Available now!
DJ, I didn't hear any threats in that. Can you? No threats?
It's a vector.
It's a vector.
I could have gone the threat angle or I could have gone the vector angle. I went the vector angle, obviously. I wouldn't expect someone of your limited intelligence to understand where I was going with that.
Right.
You know, and it would have been helpful if I had some copy in front of me, but you know.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, you know, it's our first game, so just if people could play it and give us feedback, that would be cool, because we've already got 2 other projects in the works. So, like, really, this is our first game, so all we really want is for people to play it. So just play the free version and, you know, send us feedback and flame us and tell us we're gay. But, you know, just any sort of feedback would be good, because we've got 2 other things that are coming out within a few months, so we would like to improve on them. So
you should do an Amazing Atheist game. It should be a side-scrolling platformer where I go through and I fucking, you know, fight dipshits. Like Ryan Wiley can be like
dipshits.
He's not a boss of a level. He's just like a repeated enemy, like a foot soldier that you just like beat like a million of them.
I'd like some audience feedback on this game, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up the chat room now.
Oh yeah. Flame shield on.
So everybody,
Open the floodgates.
everybody, go ahead and refresh your browsers if you can't already see the chat. Let's see what they're saying here in the chat about threat vector. Let's see.
Brett Keane can be a level boss too.
Yeah, he should.
He can throw his own shit at you. That could be his little gimmick. While he hides behind his family.
He hides behind his family. I was about to say that, yeah.
He hides behind his family and throws shit at you, and you have to beat the shit out of his family to get to him.
Yeah, let's fucking do this. This Drunken Peasants game.
I was thinking Amazing Atheist game. I mean, Scotty and Ben can be like...
Well, that's not interesting enough.
They characters that no one cares about, but mostly it's all about me. The box art should just be my face and then Scotty and Ben like tucked away in a corner.
Okay, how the fuck is your face and the rest of us all gonna fit on the front of one box?
That's true. My face. It's not actually that big, but it looks big because it's important.
Dude, you have a fucking watermelon head. You know that.
Yeah, I know, dude. Your fucking head is insanely huge.
That's true. It is.
Okay.
Because I have a much larger brain than most people.
What? Okay,
so people are saying I want anal vector.
Anal vector.
People are saying
sequel.
Poop balls. People are saying
poop balls.
Oh, this guy says it needs more cowbell. I'll take that under consideration.
That would make it better.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
You know what? Replace those stupid blocks with little fucking
Brett Keane's.
No, not Brett Keane. Walken, and he can be saying that. You could just have he could just be quoting it, or he could be those little balls that the squares are protecting, and he can laugh at you. That'd make the game better. That would get more threat, and then you could change it from threat vector to like walk-in vector or something.
Yeah. Now, okay. So, how do I interpret poop balls? Where do I go from there?
That's just something that retarded ass motherfuckers say.
Oh, okay.
In our chat room. So
that's the equivalent of
some stunning insight into our audience.
That's what their signs basically say. Is
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
I thought you were going to say more poop balls.
No. Well, more poop balls. All right.
One time in my life, for one, magical moment, I actually did a good Christopher Walken impression. Holy shit, I could do a Christopher Walken impression. And then I couldn't do it again.
So now that now that we're on the air, do you want to talk about the whole Dusty thing now before we get into some videos?
About him jacking our shit?
Well, I mean, we can lead into that with the overall story of what had happened.
Dusty, roll up on us.
Dusty done rolled up.
He made a post in the same post where he said that he was starting a podcast. He said he had gone on vacation with one of his girlfriends and she broke up with him. and he's been really depressed and drinking a lot. Like he puts it all out there, man. That dude puts it all out there when he posts something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He leaves some details out. Like he didn't tell you about how, she left him because he shit his pants in front of her. What the? He didn't mention that part because, there even some details are too fucking graphic for Dusty, but but yeah, man, he posted something on his Facebook that was basically like some like I don't want to paraphrase, but because it's kind of important that you know the exact verbiage, but basically it was a joke at the expense of like the looters, and it was it was worded in such a way where it almost sounded like he's saying like all black people loot.
Well, he was like, "Oh, CNN is surprised that black people are using a tragedy as an excuse to steal things."
Basically, Dusty got into an issue of people thinking he was being racially insensitive.
And then the friendly atheist, I don't remember his name because it's weird.
Dude, what the fuck's going on over there?
I don't know. Is it me?
No, for once.
That was me. Sorry.
Yes, I don't know. The friendly atheist. Anyone remember his name? It's like Yetma. Blah, 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 blah.
Hamet Menta.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
I will never remember that in my life. But anyway, he's pissed because Dusty's racist, and then the Bible Reloaded, who were selling Dusty's shirts, are like, "We're not selling your shirts anymore because you're racist." And of course, Dusty, after all this shit's going on, he's like, "Well, I guess I'll apologize." So he put out. Well, first he put out a sarcastic apology.
Yes, that was the first thing.
Later, then he defended it for a while, and then he kind of just realized like, there's no way I'm winning this fucking fight. So he apologizes and shit. I mean, like if you read the original post, it's so clear to me that it is a joke. You could say that it's a mean-spirited joke. It's kind of a fucking joke that paints with too broad a brush or whatever else. But the fact remains, it is a fucking joke. And, I don't think anyone's reputation should be, one offensive joke away from totally being destroyed.
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't the first time this has happened with him.
Yeah. Sure, but
in
I mean,
all
like,
fairness.
if you're a comedian, which is what Dusty considers himself, and you're always flirting with that line of what's appropriate and what's not, sometimes you're gonna think, well, I'm on this side of the line, when actually you're on the other side. And, when Dusty has done that, it seems to me like he's explained himself, he's defended himself, he's apologized when he actually felt like he was in the wrong. So, I mean, I think he's done the responsible things as far as that's concerned.
Yeah,
okay.
Dusty's just being a nigger.
Yeah, there you go.
So how do you feel about
Drunken Peasants off the air?
How do you feel about Dusty starting a podcast? What are your feelings on that?
Well, I mean, it seems like everyone else is doing it. I mean, like, I don't care about people starting a podcast,
Yeah,
but everyone
really
is starting our podcast. It's like, I mean, like, it's not like we have like a copyright on this format or some shit.
You can't copyright a format.
Of course you
anyway.
can't. I mean, it's silly, and we should be flattered, but I'm not. I fucking hate them. I hate everyone who fucking steals my format because I'm like, I'm the greatest, and I don't want anyone to fucking follow in my footsteps. I want to stand alone, far above my peers. So, Dusty,
that's so shocking.
If I ever see you again, I'm busting those fucking kneecaps, bitch. You tell all the racist jokes you want, but you copy the Drunken Peasants, you die. And Coctopus Prime or whatever, he's doing one. Fuck
Is he
you.
doing one too?
Yep, fuck you. And Inebriated on podcast, fuck you. And Sinners and Saints, or whatever the fuck they changed their name to, fuck you.
I mean, okay, they're copying the Drunken Peasants, but like,
all
really
of those,
gives a shit?
all of those are. I do.
Who cares?
I care.
Why does
Scotty.
it matter, TJ?
Because I want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Wait, can we just make something clear? So
What?
To catch them is my real test. To train them is my buzz.
What did you want to make clear?
Oh, I was just gonna say that TJ is basically Artie Lang and Ben is Howard Stern, right? That's how this goes, right?
That's pretty awesome. Sure.
Except Ben needs to be more sexual. It needs to be like, how large was his penis?
Yeah. Have you done anal before?
Yeah. And Scotty,
Ben.
I don't really know who Scotty is. Is Scotty
Scotty's Robin on her period.
On her period? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Scotty's an angry black woman who
cranky.
don't take no shit from nobody.
Girlfriend!
Hey, gonna like start fights in the studio.
Child, please.
You see, Scotty's the one starting the
Yeah,
fights.
and we've had fights before.
Oh.
I was
Okay.
just,
I'm
I was
actually a
sitting here
pacifist.
minding my own.
Dropped the fuck out of TJ at the end of one episode.
Ben got kind of scared afterwards because TJ was like, I like that. Ben
All right,
was
let me
like,
ask-
Oh, man, let's
Yeah.
keep that professional, TJ.
Let me ask our guest a question. All right.
Go ahead, TJ.
Okay, imagine making out with me. How do you feel?
Nervous.
Nervous, huh? Why nervous?
TJ.
Because be experimenting with, is this good? Is this bad?
It's good. Trust me.
So yeah, nervous and then delve
No,
into
you have every right. You have every right to be nervous because an abusive boyfriend.
Would you be fondling TJ's breasts in this scenario?
Probably.
No,
so, dude, I bet
his
you.
hands will be cuffed behind his back.
Oh shit!
So
Man, you're fucked up, TJ. You're fucked up
I mean-
guy, man.
but to answer the question, yes. I mean, because then I could say I did.
what do you think of Denver the Last Dinosaur?
Oh, how do you know I live here?
Think of Denver the Last Dinosaur.
How does that make you
he's
feel?
He's garbage.
But don't you think that he's your friend and a whole lot more?
No, he's
No.
garbage.
A whole lot.
I feel
more,
he is
right?
my. No.
You know that we
Denver's pretty awesome.
one time we
Fuck y'all.
referenced Denver the Last Dinosaur fucking the kids on the show for some, and someone actually like drew it and sent it to me.
Yep.
Of course.
And it was like very
Of course
it was
the
very
DJ.
crudely drawn too.
So it was no good.
It wasn't like some brilliant artist did this. This was like some like lazy fucking 12-year-olds like, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we referenced Denver. He even used to be in our
TJ.
fucking Be Right Back thing.
Dude, I have a question for you, dude. You
Yeah.
still jerked off to it, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Fucking, you know that little Star Wars video we played? Oh, you never saw that, did you, Scotty? Or did he? Was he there?
No, he wasn't here.
We
No.
should play that just for Scotty. It's funny enough to play twice. You probably don't even know where it is. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
buried
let's
somewhere. In your anger, you killed Ben. It's really good.
That's
Let me
awesome.
see if I can find it really quick. Because
All right,
yes,
I'll entertain the crowd while that's going on.
Yeah.
Entertain the
okay.
fucking crowd, TJ.
Scotty, you know how well, I'll explain some of the backstory. Scotty, you remember how you fucking did? Do you remember that time we were on the show and you did the Emperor voice and we started joking about?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You were like, in your anger, you killed Ben. Well, someone animated that entire like segment, and it's
Really?
pretty fucking. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ben's able to find it, but
Yeah, I don't know where it is, or even if I still have
You're
it.
garbage,
it's
Ben.
pretty good though.
Whatever.
You're garbage, Ben.
Yeah,
Do it.
motherfucker. Do it. Do it.
All right, so I think we're gonna move on.
Move on. We haven't moved anywhere yet. We've just been.
We're moving on from this.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Fred Factor.
We are moving on.
We're
just
moving on from fiddle fucking.
We were talking about
Fiddle
something,
fuck.
and now we're talking about something else. TJ.
I don't get it, Ben.
Okay,
Explain it to me in simpler terms. I'm joking. You can play the video.
All right, so this is Baltimore police car goes up in flames. So this has to do with the Baltimore.
Hi, Jake. What I want to tell
riots.
you where we are right now is we're on North Monroe. This is the same street that the church was on, the church that held the funeral service for Freddie Gray. A sad situation. We just witnessed someone being arrested here. Hand ties put on him. We know of at least one other arrest in this immediate vicinity. We also know about the 7 police officers who were injured, including one who is, we're told, unresponsive. I want to show you some of the things that have been thrown. This looks like a piece of a shelf of some sort. We've got heavy objects like a canister, a rusted out paint canister, and even this, which looks like to be a connection between 2 pipes. It's very, very heavy, Jake. These are the kinds of projectiles that have been being thrown at police, and because we're somewhat close to police right now.
All right, so
I like riots and looting and shit.
I guess my
From an
whole
entertainment
thing.
perspective.
I guess
anyway.
my whole thing about this is like, why does it keep happening? Why do the police keep killing black men and then like all this shit keeps happening? I don't know. happening at such a high rate these days.
It's probably just because the people that are doing this rioting and looting and protesting just feel like they have an alternative.
I think that
I mean, the looters obviously are just exploiting the situation.
I know.
Right, I feel like there's a lot of legitimate protesters who really are like change things and shit.
Yeah, the majority of them really are just
and
normal
and if
people.
you really go looking for those videos, you could find tons of them out there of protesters being responsible, even protecting.
Yeah, but is the media
police.
really interested in that?
No, they're interested in this. The cop car
they're
on
interested in
fire and
this.
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, is that what the media is only interested in, or is that what the viewing public is only?
That's why I'm saying
interested
that they give the people what they want. Oh, I know. I'm not saying the public is perfect. We've had that debate or discussion many times.
If it bleeds.
Wondering why do we keep having the events that lead up to happening?
Because nothing's changed.
I mean, why would we stop having that happen?
There's no reason for it to stop.
It happens, and then we do nothing with it, and then it keeps happening. It's really not that surprising. The real question is, why does it happen ever? And, I think there's a lot of different reasons.
Well, it's kind of all circular in a way,
Yeah, I mean, it feeds into itself.
Yeah, because you've got low-income, black families who don't, which leads to conflict, which leads to cops shooting them, which leads to riots. It's never ending.
The never-ending story. What is your problem, Ben?
We haven't seen as many projectiles being thrown. We have seen police holding canisters of different sizes, small canisters, which we believe are pepper spray. We saw them shoot something in the air. Some were still wearing gas masks, but we haven't seen anything that is obviously tear gas. So at this moment in time,
I just want to interrupt.
A lot of the crowd is dispersed, but it's not.
You gotta interrupt better than that, dude.
Justin Bieber smiles at teenage girl.
Right.
Breaking news.
Seeing it
This
for
was
one
set on
second. I'm
fire
sorry,
by
just
the,
because we're looking at some
people that are
images right now.
and it just now went up in flames. I don't know if they had them.
Why are there two people talking?
What's going on here? Someone to fucking sleep at the fucking switchboard or
it's
something?
like there's fucking someone covering the scene from a helicopter, then they're fucking have someone on CNN doing voiceover. It's like, this is too much.
Yeah, the control room has gotten lazy with their editing. Fade one of these motherfuckers' voices out.
Hey, Patrick, we're getting a lot of static from you here. I think we're going to let you go. Thank you for being on the show.
Everyone go check out Patrick's game. All joking aside, it looks pretty interesting. Down below in the description section.
Yeah,
No problem.
Now get out of here, staticky. No one wants your fucking static.
Not very forgiving, TJ. Not very understanding, buddy.
Can we talk about the fact that
be more understanding?
The visual of a fucking police car on fire is pretty cool.
It definitely is.
I would say of any car.
Yeah, fire, like big fires in general, are pretty cool. But when it's a police car, it's almost like symbolic of like chaos and anarchy and shit. So
it's a police car. It appears to be a police car.
But, I mean, it was
on
1
fire.
second.
What the fuck?
we have fucking eyes, bitch.
But there's like two people talking about the same thing, and it's almost like they can't hear each other.
I gotta interrupt
you. To the police, to
I'm sure they
chopper
can.
pilot
It
from
looks like the door's
WBAL
open,
TV.
so I'm sure the officer that was in there is out.
Okay, they finally cut one, I think.
Well, it almost sounds like they cut both of them. Let's see.
You're watching a police car on fire in Baltimore.
Okay.
No, they haven't. They're both going still.
Not the first police car that's been attacked today. We saw another one earlier. This is a Maryland State Police vehicle, we're told.
Is anyone fucking running the control room here?
This is
Are they
CNN.
just asleep? This is fucking CNN. I understand if this problem was going on for a little while, but I mean, like, surely it's someone's job to be able to just say, okay, now this one shuts off. And I mean, this is CNN. This ain't like us or some shit.
You're right.
This is fucking CNN. They should be able to there shouldn't be two voices talking at once. I'm almost more focused now on the incompetence of this reporting than I am the fucking cop car on fire. Because it's like, I can't understand what two fucking people are saying at once. I mean, I can focus on one of them or the other. I can't fucking sit here and discern two totally different speeches played simultaneously.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on here. Here's a video capturing the first moments of the earthquake in Nepal.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
Let's see what's shaking in Nepal.
What it was like inside
Too soon,
a restaurant
TJ,
in
too soon.
Kathmandu when the earthquake struck. Customers enjoying a meal on an ordinary day, then suddenly people frantically running toward the door as the ground beneath them trembles. The force of the tremor so great, it pulls them from side to side as they struggle to escape. Here's another look from that restaurant. People barely able to stand up as they try to get out of the building. A refrigerator shakes. Chairs are knocked over. And take a look at this surveillance video of an outdoor patio at a home in Kathmandu. You see dogs behind the fence, then suddenly the trees start swaying. The dogs run.
Those dogs got the fuck out of there.
They're just like, fuck this shit. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Door flings open, and then what appears to be potted plants crash to the ground. And here's another angle of that home. You can see the plant and trees swaying. Then they begin to shake violently as the tremors increase. For the most part, images of this earthquake were captured by surveillance cameras. But one group of filmmakers were shooting a prank video when the earthquake struck.
We pranked you, earthquake.
The earth pranked you, bitch. What now?
That's fucking insane, dude.
I was in an earthquake when I was little.
In California?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's one of my earliest memories, actually. Maybe even my earliest memory.
Confused and terrified, many people didn't know where to go. And this was the scene of the quake from Tibet. These trucks on the bridge wobble, and power lines jerk violently as dust rises up through the air. Frightening moments on Mount Everest. A climber captures the moment that an avalanche buries base camp. Crowds of people run toward their tents as a cloud of snow rushes forward.
Fuck. I'll tell you what, though, if you're climbing Mount Everest, you better be prepared for something like that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
They are, you know, it's not like anyone thinks like, I'm in no danger whatsoever engaging in this activity.
People die on Mount Everest all the time trying to hike it.
Even under ideal circumstances, people die. Like, the bodies are used sometimes as, like, landmarks. I've, like, read about that.
Unbelievable moments as the snow piles up on top of them. One climber, completely exhausted and overwhelmed by what he just survived. You can hear the shock and fear in his voice as another man tries to calm him.
Come on in my jacket. Come on in my jacket. Are you okay? Yeah.
You all right? Yeah. He's like, how am I alive?
Wow.
Yeah, you can tell that's pretty much like the reaction is like, how the fuck am I alive?
Yeah.
Sure, if the avalanche is completely over, the climbers, covered in snow, wander out of their tents, hoping to locate others.
Should we go back into the tent? Stay together. Stay together.
Terrifying images of Nepal's worst earthquake in decades, capturing moments that many will never forget.
I'm pretty sure everyone there will never forget.
Yeah, there's no fucking
I don't think anyone's going to be like, hey, remember that time the entire Earth started shaking violently and destroyed a bunch of stuff? No?
Yeah, and like all these people died and it was just crazy and like we almost died. Like, yeah, I don't remember that.
No, man. Can't recall. I think I might have slept through that.
Have you seen the pictures of the Nepal earthquake, man? It's fucking crazy. There's so many of these brick buildings just collapsed on top of people. It's like, oh my.
So,
what a horrible way to die.
Truly. You know, someone probably did sleep through it, though.
I don't see how you could sleep through that.
Someone did.
You think someone really slept through that?
Yeah, maybe they were drunk or something. They kind of wake up for a second.
That should be a pretty crazy premise for a movie.
Yeah.
Someone's like knocked out during an earthquake and they just like wake up.
It wouldn't take them that long to figure out what happened when they woke up. Like,
well,
what happened out here? There was an earthquake. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but then they're like trying to get to their home and shit. You know, it's like all the crazy shit 'cause all the roads and shit are destroyed. You know what I mean? It's not the same after these situations. Like your house and place you live might just be gone.
Yeah.
Could be. Next video we have here, I believe this is about a pastor who, I think, actually, let me play it here. But it's about someone who's defending a fundraiser that they had to buy a $65 million private jet.
That sounds pretty reasonable for a private jet.
Jesus,
come on,
wanted
guys.
that.
Yeah, he's a pastor.
I can believe God as long as I want to. If I want to believe God for a $65 million plane, you cannot stop me You cannot stop me from dreaming.
What?
What the fuck? What a fucking complete chill. Man, if I want this plane, give me this plane! It's like, no.
I love how he's made him getting a $65 million private jet a matter of faith.
Yep.
Like, I believe in God. I believe God wants me to have this jet. It's like,
what? No.
Why would God give a fuck if you have a $65 million jet?
Yeah, this dude just wants to fucking travel internationally in style, is what it sounds like to me.
Sounds like it.
Now you see why the devil tried so aggressively to discredit my voice.
Yeah, it was the devil.
Yeah, he needs a Gulfstream G650. Yeah, that's so reasonable, because, you know, a pastor of a church really needs something like that.
Yes, he does, Scotty.
Well, you know, he's got to go to the airport and go through security, check his bag.
Oh, sounds terrible.
Come on, man.
Let me
Cut
tell
the guy
you,
some slack.
boy, you got the devil in you, Scotty, because
I must.
only someone possessed by the devil would make a criticism like that.
That must explain everything.
God wants him to have a Gulfstream G650. I was praying to Jesus just the other day, and I asked, you know, can I have a Gulfstream GS?
The Amazing Atheist.
650
Sponsored
or
by Gulfstream
G650?
Aerospace Corporation.
And he told me no, because I only want this pastor here to have one.
Okay. Be that way, TJ.
Creflo Dollar asking his members for $65 million. I ain't never asked you for a dime.
What?
Is this the website with him asking for
Yes.
it?
He's asked for it, and he clearly asked for donations to the church. He asked for donations. Now he's trying to backtrack. I never did that.
There's a website that says Project G650, Understanding Grace, Empowering Change, Airplane Project.
Yeah, that was just a project, though, dude.
Just a project.
Just a project.
Never asked you for nothing except for, you know, I did.
Sow your love gift. What's that? Sow your love gift of any amount. So they're just giving him a gift.
Yeah, it's just a gift for him. He's not asking for donations. He's just
give
giving
him a
you a
gift.
place to give him
Just
gifts.
give me a fucking plane, people. Come on.
Couldn't the 64 million
Dude.
have gone to, like, you know,
65 million.
65 million could have gone to, like, starving children.
You know, Ben, me and TJ driving.
That wouldn't do nearly as much
Me
good
and
for
TJ
the
driving
planet.
here is taking an awful lot, time. We think we should just buy a helicopter. Probably cut the time down to maybe like a minute to get here.
You can park it in my
So
backyard.
we're just asking for gifts of, like $20 million to buy us a helicopter, just
Drunken pet hashtag
tired of
DPP
traffic.
helicopter.
Tired of traffic, you guys can sympathize. If so, if you just get in our helicopter, fly to Ben's, no traffic.
To the DP copter, yo.
Plane's 30 years old. I knew it was time to begin to believe God for a new airplane.
Our current minister.
So he already had a fucking
Believe
airplane.
God for a new airplane.
He already had one.
What the fuck's that even mean? It's just gibberish.
It's just gibberish to ask for an airplane, dude.
You can't just insert God into some desire that you have and make it holy.
Apparently you can.
Dude.
Does he go to his, girlfriends and shit and be like, God want me to have that ass, bitch. Bend over. God wants me to fuck your ass.
Dude, I know what happened. This guy met up with some other mega church guy. He was like, Gulfstream G650, no big deal. And he's all like, oh shit, I gotta get me one of them.
So someone else had one. He had like plane envy or something.
Oh yeah, and all these fucking mega churches. It's all these guys live these fucking luxurious lifestyles, and it's like, oh, it's all because God wants people to be successful. It's like
God loves us.
It's because you're fucking tricking a bunch of saps into giving you money every month.
Ministry plane is no longer usable. We need your help. And I ask all of our partners globally to get on board with Project G650.
So
fly commercially.
Did they take
or charter a fucking jet?
Did they take a sledgehammer to the jet? I mean, what the fuck happened there? There's dents on the top. It's like, how the fuck did that happen? Were you just out there hitting it with a sledgehammer
Why the
so you
fuck
could
does a
raise
church
money for
need
this
a
new one?
plane?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't even make any sense. Why does this church need this plane?
So he can go on his missionary, crusades to luxury resorts around the world.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't realize that.
He has to convert the 1%.
Ah, so he's gonna go like these really like $10,000 a night places and convert these really rich people.
In the Bible, Scotty, it says it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go through to heaven, and that's why he needs this expensive stuff. So he can travel around the world in style, show the rich people that he's one of them, but then use that rapport to save their souls.
That's actually beautiful and brilliant.
Yeah, that's what's going on here, guys. So I support this man as a committed Christian.
And you'll be giving a gift for the jet, I'm sure.
And he paid me.
If they discover life on Mars, if you think a $65 million plane was too much, if they discover that there's life on Mars, they gonna need to hear the gospel, and I'm gonna have to believe God for $1 billion space shuttle because we got to preach the gospel on Mars.
Stop.
What?
Just
what?
Wow.
You were supporting this
Give
guy.
me $1 billion! If there's Martians, I need $1 billion for a spaceship so I can minister to the Martians. Wouldn't the existence of Martians totally destroy Christian theology anyway?
Apologists try to rationalize it.
Okay, well, even if it doesn't, I mean,
God created Martians too.
do we really need to go proselytize to the Martians? Jesus loves you, Martians. It's I
think these people want to.
Who the fuck is Jesus? Hope the Martians eat his ass.
I think you just keep the $1 billion, dude. There would never be a space shuttle.
I hope the Martians will eat his ass.
Oh, they'll eat his
ass. Specifically his ass.
Yeah, his ass.
All right, so here is... Or I'll just play it. Why even fucking say
Fuck
that?
it. We'll
A 2009 special investigation by the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office found that Reserve Deputy Robert Bates was insufficiently trained and given special treatment.
So this is the guy that shot the unarmed guy. Or no. He thought he had his taser.
Yeah, this is the guy that's he shoots the guy and he's like, I thought it was my taser. Yeah, I remember that.
Sounds like he really has his shit down. Oh, this is a gun? This isn't a taser? That feels totally different? Oh!
That's who you want enforcing the law.
Yeah, that's who I want.
Someone who can't tell the difference between the non-lethal device and the lethal one.
Let pepper spray him. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, he's dead. Shit.
Those peppers got a kick to him.
Yeah, damn.
Policy has been violated and continues to be violated with regard to special treatment shown to Reserve Deputy Robert Bates with regard to his field training. The investigation included interviews with employees who said they felt intimidated by sheriff's officials to help Bates. One supervisor said when Bates was confronted about...
This is just some dude who's friends with all the fucking bigwigs in the department and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a reserve deputy, which basically,
he's I want to be a reserve deputy.
He was a cop for fun, basically.
Yeah, like Steven Seagal or some shit.
Yeah,
Ted Nugent does that shit too. Actually, I think Shaquille O'Neal does it too.
Anyone who just wants to do that for fun as a hobby on the side should not be allowed to fucking do it. It's too important to trust to someone who thinks it's just fun.
Yeah, it's like a fucking hobby to them.
I'm gonna go bust some criminal heads, guys. It's gonna be fucking great.
Fun.
I think with Ted Nugent is Ted Nugent just wants to know what it's like to hunt people. He's hunted every fucking animal you can imagine.
Dangerous game.
Yeah, that's what he says every time he's about to go out before he's rubbing his hands. Ah ha ha ha. Yes.
Overstepping his training and authority, Bates reportedly replied, "Well, I can do it, and if you don't like it, you can talk to Sheriff Glanz."
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Concerns have resurfaced in the aftermath of Bates' shooting death of Eric Harris, a suspect in an undercover law enforcement sting who fled authorities.
It's also
Harris by accident, believing he was using his taser when in reality he fired his gun.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
The attorney for
Oh, I
Harris's
shot him.
family
I'm
said-
sorry.
What the fuck? What a moron. Oh, I killed you. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I think he was apologizing to the other cop on the scene.
I'm sure it's what he was doing.
I don't think he was apologizing to the guy he shot. He's like, oh, I shot him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oops.
It's like so matter of fact, oh, God, blew him away.
Doopsie, guys. I seem to have killed someone.
I like the statement before. Well, if you don't like it, talk to the sheriff.
Yep.
He's my buddy. We go fishing.
That's pretty much what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Bates wasn't qualified to be on the force, but received preferential treatment because he made donations to the agency and was a friend of the sheriff. At a contentious news conference.
So because he was buddies with the sheriff and because he gave them gifts, expensive gifts, look like cars and shit, because of that, he gets to like wear a badge and hold a gun and chase people down. And he's an old piece of shit too.
Yeah, like obviously not physically fit enough to do the job that he's out there doing. Obviously not trained enough to do the
not
job
qualified
that he's
at
doing.
all.
Just basically bought his way into the position. Obviously just doing it for a hobby because he thinks it's like cool and makes him badass.
I'm Billy Badass.
On Monday, Sheriff Stanley Glantz admitted he and Bates have a friendship dating back 25 years.
Well, yeah, they look about the same age. But you don't see this dude running around, chasing people.
Fuck no. It's not what the fucking sheriff of fucking county does.
Right.
I was referred to Mr. Bates at that time. He became my insurance agent and insured my vehicles in my home for a lot of years.
The two have even gone on vacations together, and Bates has donated cars and equipment to the sheriff's office.
They've even blown each other a few times.
Yeah, a couple times they got real drunk, Everyone's done it a couple times.
As to the 2009 investigation,
No
Sheriff
anal,
Glantz
though.
recalled its conclusions
That's how
very
you know it's not
differently.
gay.
I believe that they found that there was no special treatment.
In fact, the review found just the opposite.
What?
I believe it was.
There was no special treatment.
Look at that motherfucker. That dude should not be a police. I mean, like, even if he was a police officer in his 20s and he had, 30 years of experience or whatever, that motherfucker could not be a police officer now.
Yeah, unless it was on a fucking desk or something.
That's like if I buy fucking, I don't know, Men's Health, and I put myself on the cover or something, and then it's like, this, I didn't do this for like nepotism or some shit.
Could you imagine? Or like Muscle and Fitness magazine.
Yeah, I'm on the cover because I own the magazine.
They get
It's
you
no, it's not because I own the magazine. I'm legit, guys. That's about as believable as the shit they're saying here. Like, oh yeah, he's clearly not, qualified or fit to be a police officer.
No special
and
treatment.
we have him on record telling people, like, you don't like what I'm doing? Talk to the sheriff, my buddy.
Yep.
Yeah,
But no special treatment was given.
I got the sheriff actually gets as amnesia. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it was all clear on that. It's like, yeah.
Oh no, he's a totally legit cop. When we saw him in training, he was like, we're like, oh shit, he's like Dirty Harry. He's fucking awesome.
Which raises more questions as to why nothing was ever done about his findings. Speaking to NBC, Bates's attorney said he hadn't seen the 2009 memo, but denies claims the reserve deputy received any preferential treatment or lacked training.
I just know that he received hundreds of hours of training since 2009. And
here's his attorney.
Oh, of course.
Yep.
I know that no one at the operation had any complaints.
But the 2009 memo shows that's not true. Meanwhile,
No, what? His lawyer lied? No.
I can't believe that.
Bates's defense team released more than 60 pages of documents to support their claim. But some information is still missing. The documents CNN reviewed do not show Bates was qualified on the .357 handgun he shot Harris with.
Should Mr. Bates have been out there that day?
Yes, he should have been.
No, clearly he shouldn't have been.
Clearly his buddy's recovering from.
But I mean, like, even if you're covering for someone, you can't possibly answer that question. Yep, he should have been out that day. It's like, I mean, obviously he shouldn't have, because he made a horrible mistake and shot someone who shouldn't have been shot. So, yeah, obviously he shouldn't have been out there that day, regardless of whether or not he was properly trained or anything else.
Yeah, I hope this sheriff loses his job or he doesn't get reelected.
Yeah, doubtful.
He looks old. He'll probably die soon.
All right, so they didn't. After all the investigations here, looks like a source of CNN let them know that there's no sign of a Benghazi cover-up on the part of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, right.
What? This is CNN, the Clinton News Network. So
let's see what I'll believe it when Fox
News runs it. I believe it.
This is just a small fraction of the 30,000 emails that Secretary Clinton handed over from her private server. These are, as you said, 300 emails on Benghazi. And, what we were told is that, there's not that much there. There's a lot of stuff about,
whatever.
Please print, very mundane things about scheduling and logistics. There is some interesting
Clinton
stuff for people like me
Benghazi.
who are following it about. Secretary Clinton did.
Retarded Democrats just
fuck this shit, man. Fuck these goddamn liberal liars, man. Because you know what? I know what went down, all right? Hillary Clinton and Barack Hussein
destroyed the server.
They sat down there and they're like, you know what? Let's plan a Benghazi, and they done it.
Kill them.
And they killed America, and they laughed, and now they trying to lie and say,
they killed the server.
We don't know nothing about that. Meanwhile, they take them emails. What they did is they printed them all out, and then they burned them.
They burned an email?
Yeah, they printed them out, and then they burned them to destroy the emails.
Ingenious. God, the rabbit hole goes so deep. I can barely follow it.
Benghazi would affect her, would affect the State Department. Her aides were kind of relieved that she didn't go as far as Susan Rice did on those famous Sunday morning talk shows. Secretary Clinton really criticized for not going on those shows at the time. But I think
her disgusting face makes me want to vomit. I just look at her and I see them old lady face, and it makes me want to puke my guts out. I mean, who the hell wants fucking, Grandma Clinton in office? You know what I'm saying, man? You don't want that shit. You want a good, strong American with a square jaw.
What?
She probably a big lesbian anyway.
Oh yeah,
What? That's the only thing that matters.
I have
only one color for
good
president.
Authority, man.
What?
While Lewinsky was sucking Clinton's dick, Hillary was eating Lewinsky's pussy up.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people don't know.
So they were almost like finger cuffing her in a way. Spit roasted her. So
oldest trick in the book for the Clintons.
Hillary had a strap on.
Hillary don't need no strap on. She got a dick down there.
What?
About it.
You lift that skirt, you see a dick bigger than fucking Bill Clinton himself.
Didn't email a lot, Carol. She didn't really use email. So someone told me they're kind of short, colorless, and to the point. So I think while there are
30,000 of them,
of course they're short. Hillary Clinton can't barely write for shit, probably. She probably sit there all day even trying to write an email. She's so fucking stupid and incompetent. You ever seen a woman try to type? It's like, there's one letter. Oh, all right, let me look around the keyboard for 25 minutes. Bam, there's another letter. So, of course, they short. That explains that, man.
Ones. And I think that there are legitimate questions about the fact that Secretary Clinton used her own private server to email staff. But to be fair, it doesn't look like she really did a lot of business over email. So I think anyone looking for great insight as to her actions leading up to Benghazi or in the aftermath just isn't going to find it in these emails.
Yet these
bullshit.
Two hearings.
What the fuck is happening to this country, TJ? What is happening to America, man? Hillary Clinton can just get on TV and have her cronies just lie for her.
Man, I ain't even going to be surprised when I turn on CNN and Hillary Clinton's just on there,
There's only one news network
murdering children on
She'll
screen.
She'll be crowned the new queen of America.
She'd be sitting there, she shoots a child in the face.
That's how she won the election.
And she's gonna sit there and she's gonna round up all the men into death camps for her feministic agenda, where she gonna kill us, she gonna castrate us. These are the final days, man. These are the days prophesied by Revelations. No one thought the Antichrist would be a bitch.
Oh Jesus, the rapture's gonna come.
But when you think about it, it really makes sense.
will still take
Please,
place,
Jesus,
right?
rapture me now!
Oh, right. Well, what the what the committee wants to do is for Secretary Clinton to have a kind of private interview first, and then they could have a hearing. I mean, what Secretary Clinton wants to do is testify in public right away, because you've seen a lot of times, not just on the Select Committee regarding the Benghazi issue, but in a lot of other hearings, sometimes.
I seriously can't believe
they're beating
that this Benghazi shit.
It's still
is
going on.
still a fucking thing.
They're beating the dead horse.
How many? I mean, there have been so many investigations.
That's why they were so concerned about the email thing. They were hoping they'd find something about Benghazi on there.
I mean, there's no reason to believe there would be anything like that.
Yeah, like, what do they expect to find? Hillary, like, writes to, like, fucking Osama bin Laden, like, guess what? Benghazi's going down. Isn't he dead? Nope, he's secretly still alive. But Hillary Clinton has the only email address to land.
You don't even have to email her, man. Fucking Osama bin Laden's just, he lives in fucking Hillary's, guest bedroom.
Oh, shit.
Sometimes they take what you say in the private interview, they'll leak it, and then it becomes a big issue. I think what Secretary Clinton would really like to do is just get it all out there, answer any questions publicly, and let the public be the judge, not the committee.
Let the public be the judge. Pretty much everyone already knows where they stand on Hillary Clinton, and it's probably not going to change because of some boring hearing about some stupid bullshit that no one but crazy right-wingers even cares about.
Yeah.
All right.
Benghazi, never forget.
So my question, I guess it's pretty timely because April 15th is just around the corner. So my question is really about the government's interest in taxes and, the government's interest in marriage, which I think the government's pretty interested in taxes. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
They're too interested in taxes. That's the problem.
I agree. So my question is, why should I not have the right to file a joint tax return? Why should I pay more taxes than a straight couple simply because I'm a minority? How is that not discrimination?
Because Jesus, buddy, we here at the Drunken Peasants follow the Bible. And the Bible says marriage between one man and one woman.
Yeah, what you got?
And that's it.
Man.
Except for the times when the Bible has the men that are married to multiple women.
Oh, that's okay.
Listen up here.
If it's in favor of men, then we got to err on the side of the Bible being right about that.
Listen, man, you got man's law here.
Is he the channeling Pat Robertson?
You got God's law up here, and God's law is above man's law.
Sure. And that's a fair question. What if we were to say, why should I not be able to file a joint tax return just because I'm in a throuple or a quartet?
What's a throuple?
I mean, so it seems to me what you're suggesting is that we just shouldn't have the tax code recognize marriage. No. All right, so then you think that we should have same-sex marriage for same-sex couples, but would you also extend marriage equality rights to the throuple?
So my question really is, why should I, as a gay man, be denied the same right to file a joint tax return with my potential husband that a straight couple
And
has?
I want to play out what principle you're acting on, because I would hope that you're not just doing
a
special
slippery
pleading,
slope.
that you want protection for your rights, but not for all Americans' rights. So I would hope that you wouldn't be saying that you want special tax treatment, but I don't care about the throuple. So I want to see what principle you're acting.
What is this throuple?
What is going on?
Does he mean like three people?
This is like the worst answer of all time.
He's like,
he said quartet. It's like, were you guys singing?
What? You know what? Hey, Chidi, you want to marry your cat? You want to marry your cat, TJ? Huh? They make this lame argument every time. It's just it's the same slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. Or soon people will be marrying their trees. It's like, what's going to happen to this country?
I have a question.
We're going to hell in a handbasket.
Let me ask you guys this: if people started marrying trees, like
I wouldn't give a fuck.
What would even be the negative fucking repercussion of that?
People would have like damaged penises from like fucking trees. I guess.
That's on them.
Good. It's fucking Darwin in action. Who gives a shit? Let them fuck a tree. I don't care.
On. And does the principle that you're hoping to vindicate to protect your rights also extend to protect the rights of the throuple?
Well, yours doesn't.
Sure, so I'm acting on civil rights, and so the rights that are applicable to a male and female couple are applicable to a male and male couple. And that's my question. How is that not discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation?
Right, so part of the answer is that because the same-sex couple isn't a marriage, and so that we want marriage equality to treat all marital relationships in the same way. And given the understanding I've presented of what marriage is, same-sex relationship isn't marital. But I'm trying to ask you about the equal protection argument you're making. Would it apply to all consenting adult romantic relationships? So why would you want the same-sex couple to file jointly for taxes, but not the same-sex throuple?
What? Who fucking? What are you? What is it?
He's been saying that 3 people want to get married.
Since when the fuck is throuple a word? I've never heard anyone use the word throuple.
That's what it sounds like what he's talking about.
I'm looking this fucking word up, goddammit.
That is what he's talking about.
I mean, well, that's obviously what he's talking
I'm
about.
sure you'll find something about it if you. If
I mean, like, is this some old English shit or something?
Throuple?
I shall give you a throuple of sheep.
Throuple.
Or the opposite sex quartet.
Sure, I appreciate that, and that's not I'm sorry, but that's not actually my question. My question is, why should I be denied the right to file?
Then I'll answer your question. The reason that you should not have the option of filing a joint tax return is because
That's my question.
you can't get married.
All right, stop it.
Given what?
Yeah, I guess
You can't get married.
I guess some
Why
people
not?
I guess some people do use that word, but it's actually mostly gay men who use that word. So how does this fucking guy know it on stage?
That's a pretty interesting question, TJ.
I can in California. I can get married.
You can be issued a marriage license in the state of California, but you can't actually get married.
What? No, they can. They can.
Yes, they can. What do you even care?
That's like saying you can kill people, but you're not a murderer.
You're not married in the eyes of God, TJ. I guess that's what he's trying to go for.
Married to say it that way, but given what marriage is,
And
a
how
union
is
of
that not
sexually
discrimination?
complementary, and it's not discrimination because everyone is equally eligible for entering into the marital relationship, where you understand marriage as a union of sexually complementary spouses, a permanent exclusive union of man and woman, husband and wife, mother and father. If you're not interested in entering into that sort of a union, you're not being discriminated against. What you're asking us to do is to redefine marriage to include the adult relationship of your choice. And the adult.
So what?
Yeah, so what? That millions of people want to enter into. Oh no!
And plenty of states have done it, and what have been the disastrous results to that?
Nothing.
The state that they're in, because it says this is from Stanford University, or where's Stanford?
It's in like what is it, like Northern California?
Yeah. So in the state that they're in, it is legal.
But that's not real marriage, though, because real marriage is only between complementary sexes, regardless of what the law says, even though the law defines marriage. I don't know.
Yeah, because marriage is a legal agreement. And we've changed the definition of legal agreements in the past.
The thing is, you're looking at marriage, you can look at marriage as a social institution, a religious institution, and a political institution. You know, social and fucking religious, I mean, gay people could always get married in that sense. You know, any two people can say, we're married, and there's nothing you could fucking do about it.
Yeah,
this is just talking about changing the legal definition.
I've known gay couples that called themselves married years before any gay people were getting married in the U.S.
Right.
So
So I don't understand how you can say, oh, well, it's not marriage. It's like, well, obviously it is a kind of marriage. It follows the same basic principles as marriage.
Yeah.
And even if you feel differently, your opinion doesn't somehow negate that.
Relationship of your choice happens to be a same-sex couple. There are other adults who want to have marriage redefined.
This guy, the guy that's asking the question, he just looks like blown away. Like, fuck this dude.
I just wish these two would make out and get it over with.
Sexual tension.
Get a room, you guys.
Come on, guys.
Include the relationship of their choice, which may be the same-sex throuple or the opposite-sex quartet. And so what I'm asking you in response is, what principle are you appealing to when you say this is discrimination to vindicate your rights but not their rights? Because it seems to me that your position ultimately leads to simply the dissolvement of
basically, he's just desperately trying to answer a question with a question.
Yeah.
And then he's saying, well, your actual motivation is you're just trying to get rid of marriage.
Yeah, you want to destroy the institution of marriage. Because at some point, would it even really be marriage? No, it would not be marriage. Like,
if other people can do a different kind of marriage, then my marriage is not valid anymore for some inexplicable reason.
Sure. So there's other speakers in line, so we can always talk at lunch. But I just want to clarify. I just heard.
Did he just ask him to lunch?
Yeah, he did.
Shit, I guess you were fucking right, TJ.
Yeah. I think they're like a couple, and one's like a log cabin Republican who's opposed to gay marriage on like principle, and they woke up in the same bed, and then they went their separate ways, and and then he's kind of like fucking with his boyfriend by asking him this gay rights question.
I wish that's what actually was happening.
That's happening.
No.
I've written it in my head, and that's what's going on.
You do not have the right to get married. So if you could tell me why I don't have the right to get married, that would be my final question. Thank you.
I mean, and I'll
sit down.
I mean, I feel like we have 5 minutes left, so I'll just say this again briefly. I feel like I've already answered that. It's not that you don't have a right to get married. It's that you aren't seeking out marriage. Marriage is by nature a union of sexually complementary spouses, a union of man and woman, husband and wife, mother and father. And just based upon what you've said about yourself, it doesn't sound like you're interested in forming that sort of a union. It sounds like you're interested in forming a union with another man, and that's not a marriage. So that's why I don't think the law should treat the relationship.
I have an arbitrary standard.
I'm right because of semantical reasons.
Yeah, it's like semantical and fucking arbitrary. I've defined marriage this way. Therefore, to my definition, you can't be married.
They've kept this discussion very secular, but it's for religious reasons.
Well, of course.
Nope, that guy on stage is a staunch atheist.
Marriage.
He just has a social theory.
Who's next?
Who's next?
Yeah, those motherfuckers.
Yeah!
Good point!
Good job!
Beat his ass!
The way you
beat his ass all night long!
The way you made no good points was amazing!
Why do we have the Second Amendment? It was because our founders recognized that if our nation was invaded, if the citizenry had the...
Did we already cover this?
Maybe. I don't remember it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ability to aid the military, we would be a much more formidable group of people. And that seems kind of far-fetched these days, but maybe it's not so far-fetched, particularly if we don't solidify our borders, particularly in the South, because, we...
Particularly in the South, because we know,
stop them.
Everyone north of us is all white people, so we don't need to worry about them.
Might be fighting the Mexicans and the government.
Oh, shit. Well, you know what's going to be? The Mexicans are going to take over the government because there's so many of them. They're just going to vote all Mexicans into the government, and then it's going to be the white FEMA camp. So we're going to have our guns or M16s to take them down.
Then it's going to be, we're going to become a people's republic. People's Republic of North America.
We think about people from Honduras and Mexico and places like that coming in, but, there are people who are watching us. They're all over this world.
Hold on. Okay, so he's talking
terrorists.
So he's about to say, terrorists could sneak over the border.
Yeah.
Why is it easier for a terrorist to sneak across the Mexican border, miles and miles of desert? Why is it easier for them to sneak across the Mexican border than the Canadian border?
Oh, man. Yet again, the Canadians prove themselves to be our greatest threat.
They've blinded us to what a threat terrorists sneaking in from their pose.
That's true.
Okay, look, you can't really secure an entire country anyway. It's pretty especially not this size.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if you were Luxembourg or something like that.
True.
Right. America is too damn big. There's no fucking way that we can stop everyone from getting in. I mean, we could fucking tighten up on immigration. I'm sure we could fucking get the numbers down.
Machine gun turrets every 3 feet.
2 feet. 1 foot.
Yep. Just a line of machine guns just pointed at the fucking, the border, every square inch of our fucking country.
As soon as one machine gun ends, another begins.
Yeah. And then we keep this border secure for Americans.
And we man them with clones of Ted Nugent.
Islamic terrorists. And they are going to get in here any way that they can. And when they get here,
Okay, so why don't we, build a giant wall on each coast? Because maybe they'll take boats here.
Yeah, guess what? ISIS, everyone that's been affiliated with ISIS in the U.S. has already lived here. They're already U.S. citizens.
Yeah,
so guess what? Your fucking idea is bullshit. It won't work.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is a lot of people become terrorists now on the internet, like they do everything else in their lives. So... Someone could just as easily be from America and be like, "Ooh, I'm interested in being a terrorist. I'm gonna blow up this bridge or this
and it's
school
not
or
even.
whatever."
I mean, it hasn't even just been, Americans of Arabic descent. There's been like, white
Oh yeah,
men, young white men that have gone
And
over
women,
there.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and what about all the people who just do that kind of shit, not even for political reasons? Like, I'm just going to go shoot up a theater because fuck people.
Yep. Stronger borders would have stopped that, TJ.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
We need to be able to fight them, particularly if we have an administration that won't fight them. We have to be able to fight them ourselves.
Yeah, more guns. I need 500 guns.
The second reason for the Second Amendment was so that the people would be able to defend themselves against an overly aggressive government that wanted to exact tyranny in this country. And we don't ever want to see that happen.
I think me and TJ have argued about this before. I don't think it would work.
To ban guns?
No. I don't think. A lot of right-wing people that are pro-gun had this romantic idea of the people rising up against a tyrannical government,
overthrowing the government, and
a government that has nukes, a government that has,
and we wave the flag.
Like satellite. They could seriously call in a fucking airstrike into your location. They can view you from a fucking satellite if they want to. And we think that because we have a couple extra machine guns, that's gonna help us.
Well, I mean,
it'd have to be like
people would
it has
engage.
to be a large populist movement.
I mean, first of all, no, they're not going to drop any nukes anywhere anyway, because they're going to want
it
to
could
control
be
the territory. But
it could be other types of missiles.
Sure. But they're not going to know exactly where the enemy movements are. They're not going to. If in a hypothetical scenario where the entire country of gun owners rises up against the government, I think they could overthrow the government, because that's going to include a lot of the military too.
I think it's naive to think that, honestly.
I really don't.
I don't know. I mean, even if you have people from the military, we have so much unmanned military power that I don't see it happening.
Look, it's not even hard to destabilize the government anyway. I mean, all you have to do is just fucking blow up a few key buildings and everything's fucked. I mean, it's not like they're not invincible.
They're not invincible, but they definitely have an advantage.
They could be toppled by.
I'm sure there's advantages that they have that we don't even know about.
I think the government could be toppled.
19 fucking
Could
idiots.
be. I just don't think it's likely.
19 fucking idiots.
Probably
in a
not
plane.
likely.
19 idiots in a plane. Fuck these people up.
They blew up a building. That doesn't do shit.
But
I mean,
you know what?
It didn't do shit. The psychological ramifications of that and shit that's been passed in its wake. I mean, that's
what I'm
totally
saying.
destroyed America.
I think honestly, the biggest thing to America and threat to America has been our government's response post 9/11. I mean, look at every program that's come afterwards.
If you actually look at Osama bin Laden's plan, everything they've done was part of his plan.
That didn't topple the government.
No, it didn't topple the government, but I'm just showing you how easy it could be for few people to affect so much change with just one violent action.
That is true.
The only change it made was it gave the government more of an excuse, to violate various civil liberties that we have.
But I mean, what if people have the opposite reaction?
What if the fucking moon is actually made of green cheese and it falls to Earth and everyone feasts on it?
I mean, the problem with what you're saying is so many governments have been toppled before.
What about the fucking government in Syria? They've been trying to topple that forever. And
but I'm saying so many governments throughout history have been toppled.
It depends on what the populace wants. If most of the American populace wanted the government gone, it would be gone.
Yeah, there's no fucking way it could.
I don't see that happening.
But I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't think it's likely.
But we're talking about a hypothetical situation.
Yeah, but hypothetically, I think that there is somewhat of a chance that it could happen, but I don't think it's very likely at this point.
I mean, most Americans didn't even support the American Revolution when it was going on.
Yeah, but how many people lived in America at that point?
I don't know.
Yeah, and
far
fewer. Far
fewer, probably a few million.
I mean, America.
But I'm just saying, it doesn't even have to
smaller.
be the majority of the population to do it.
No way. I don't know.
If 20% of the people are actively, violently aggressive against the government and willing to carry out attacks against government institutions and social institutions and destabilize the country.
That was basically the Nazis. I mean, they had about 30% of the vote.
Right, and they were able to do it.
So I mean, if a large enough group of the population did it, a lot of people would just fall into line. I do agree with you. We've seen it. We've seen human psychology. We've seen it happen before. But it has to be a large group of people. It can't just be like 500 nuts.
I don't think it would ever happen in
the
America.
woods.
I don't think it'll ever happen in America, though, simply because we have the internet, and no one can ever agree on what's actually going on because everyone's got you need to listen to Alex Jones.
that's
Alex Jones
freedom of speech.
I mean, to think that if 20% of the population came together to revolt against the government, to think that there wouldn't be infighting and then eventually more factions coming out of them. I mean, it's just so unlikely, especially like all of the capabilities, especially within our own country, that the government has.
But the infighting in that scenario would probably happen after the government was toppled. Because, it's potential. You're right. There's situations like with ISIS in Syria and stuff like that where it could fracture before then. But in TJ's scenario, they would pretty much the infighting would have to happen after the government was toppled.
I mean, I think a lot of the advantages that you give to the government only really exist if you have the American infrastructure backing it up.
Okay, but do you think it's likely to happen?
No, I don't think it's likely to happen.
Okay.
Especially not. I mean,
I wouldn't say it's impossible because I don't think anything's impossible.
Crazy shit would have to happen in order for that to even become the case.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's so implausible. And, really, if we were going to fight the government, guns wouldn't really be the best tool to fight them at this point. It would be like building fucking homemade explosives and shit.
It'd be like fucking Iraqi insurgent type shit.
Right, like putting IEDs in places and car bombs.
Well, it'd also just be infiltrating the government itself and getting your people into the government.
But then at that point, the government would just label everyone that's doing that as terrorists because of that sort of action.
Of course, and they'd be right.
And then it would be easier. Yeah. Like anyone on the fence would probably veer towards being a loyalist at that point.
Good chance, yeah.
I don't know. It's I think it's unlikely, and I don't think that's a good justification for the Second Amendment.
No, it's not.
Definitely not.
It's kind of like, if the government reaches the point where they're so unresponsive that only guns are going to sway them, you probably should just leave the fucking country.
Well,
Yeah, but there's not many countries.
I was going to say a lot of countries like that. You don't have that option.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm talking about America here. Like, if you see it going towards the direction of our freedoms are pretty much going to be gone at some point in the near future, be like the smart Jews that got out of Germany when the first signs of shit started going down. Like, I don't like the way this is happening. Let's go to America or somewhere. Don't wait until the fucking Nazis, take hold of power.
All right, so we're going to move on from news to some crazy shit. Some crazy YouTube shit. Here's a guy that believes the U.S. caused the earthquake in Nepal.
Oh, of course.
Of course we did. I remember that.
April 26, 2015, and you'll notice my eyes are blue. I've just been told something from the boss above.
All right.
The United States has been
so
years controlling world
stop already
population in one
because
situation.
what?
And you'll notice my eyes are blue.
He just said, you'll notice my eyes are blue because I've been told something by the boss above.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't notice your fucking eye color. Second of all, does your eye color change to blue when God has spoken to you and then to something else afterwards?
Apparently so.
Because that's pretty wild. All right.
The United States has been creating a lot of earthquakes here because they refuse to cooperate. Revolutions here, killing presidents up in here, going cocaine.
Okay, stop.
The whole world.
If the United States, at will, could cause earthquakes to fuck your shit up, how could anyone possibly oppose them?
Right. It's like so fucking unstoppable.
It's like, ISIS is there. If you guys don't throw down your arms, we'll launch a fucking massive earthquake. Fuck you, America. All right, earthquake. Oh, they're all dead.
Fuck, they could have. Why didn't they do it to fucking Fidel Castro?
That's what I'm saying. Okay, it's like, look, this is probably... like Nepal and these areas are affected. I mean, aren't they in like the Pacific Ring of Fire or very near, very active tectonic plates?
Oh my God, you believe in the tectonic plate theory? The government has caused all earthquakes.
Like on fault lines and shit? Yeah.
No, those don't exist, dude.
Oh,
it's
okay,
all
you're
the
an
government
idiot.
with their fucking earth-shaking device.
The Earth Shaker. The Earth Shaker 9000.
And the answer to the International Monetary Fund, which answers to Bank of London, which answers to the Bank of Frankfurt, which answers to the Bank of the Vatican, Rome, Lucifer incarnate. The United States has also been trying
the
to...
Vatican controls all of this.
I like
it's all the Vatican!
He's going to say the U.S. government is secretly controlled by the Catholic Church. It's like, okay, we've only ever had one Catholic president. He got murdered. And we've never had another one since or before.
I'm pretty sure that all the presidents have been secret.
Secret.
I'm terrorist.
That's why they had to kill Kennedy, because no one wanted an open Catholic president.
The Atlantic Trench. There's Charleston.
Okay, I think I finally figured out why. I've always wondered why people get into these kind of ideas and shit.
Yeah.
But I think I finally figured it out. People like this guy, they feel like they're really smart, but they don't have anything to be an expert in, so they just figure, you know what?
Make up bullshit.
If I just make up total bullshit, I can be an expert in it.
Because I'll sound really smart.
No one can contradict me. I'll sound really smart to idiots, basically, but, pretty much no one else. But at least I got some group of people that thinks I'm brilliant.
Hey, TJ, I know there's a country in the in the kind of the middle between Europe and Africa, and everything is Greenland.
Yeah.
How do we not know Greenland is actually calling all the shots?
Yeah, they're above everybody.
What's that big pink blob above America?
Yeah, what is that?
What is
Fucking
that thing?
Canada. Oh shit, it's Canada.
Canada.
Too many A's.
Yeah, that's where all the A's
Canada.
come from.
I mean, look how fucking Canada blocks us from our own territory. I mean,
yeah. Why get in the way, Canada? We just want to get to Alaska without passing through Canada. We just,
it is ridiculous.
I think BC needs to become the 51st state.
Ban your laws or something.
BC 51st state.
And by the way, is it pink? Because it looks orange to me.
It looks pink.
Okay.
It could be orange though. I don't know.
I'm colorblind, so that's probably why it looks orange.
Oh well, yeah. That would explain a
We
lot.
intercept 30 of them there. They were headed here. They had a 4.5 earthquake. They're now trying to start an earthquake here, which should force the entire planet to shift.
Yeah, I would say like over there where Poland is, that's more like orange.
Yeah.
To me.
Causing huge amounts of death along these regions.
Just kill them.
The oil well is still leaking, by the way, in the Gulf. Recently, we had an earthquake here in Nepal. I'm very sorry for what happened. The people of the United States are very sorry that the United States had anything to do with it. But
or not Poland, Russia.
My God,
not
this guy's an
Poland.
idiot.
Poland's like pink.
This guy is literally saying that the people of America are sad that we had anything to do with the Nepal quake when pretty much no one believes that we did. I mean, you'd have a tough time finding someone who believes that we...
I know, this is one of the most ridiculous conspiracy theories I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, I wouldn't mind his crazy conspiracy as much if he wasn't acting like, yeah, everyone believes this, everyone knows this is going on. You're an idiot if you don't.
a figure 8 machine that has been causing an enormous amount of earthquakes along here and along here. Fukushima was an underground lightning strike. If you watch the films on Fukushima, you will see that.
What? Stop. Hold on. An underground lightning strike? I mean, I guess there actually is some, like, volcanic lightning and shit, but I'm pretty sure that's not what Fukushima was. So, yeah.
The United States is trying to split the planet like that. It may, who knows how it will shift. And
Wait,
in there,
we're trying
how do we benefit from
to
this?
what end? Yeah, I was about to ask, like, why? What is the purpose? Do you have any theories, Ben? Why do we want to do that?
I don't understand how, like, continental drift or whatever would give us a strategic advantage, but maybe he'll elaborate.
Yes, the United States will separate the continent here, leading to the obvious advantage of... they'll be able to ride jet skis further inland.
desire to destroy this, and the reason they're destroying this is because they will not cooperate with the banking systems of the United States.
Oh, the
England,
banking systems.
London and Rome.
Fucking banking.
Damn it. Here has now caused the place to shift up, and the Himalayas
I feel like this guy is like,
up, which caused the death.
Is like some dude that's like, I'm gonna fucking write some Da Vinci Code like conspiracy fucking novel someday, and make all kinds of money. But I'm gonna put out these YouTube videos in the meantime. And it's like you see his novel, like it's like the Vatican Council, the truth of the world, and it's like chapter 1. It's like the Vatican is bad, and it's like there's nothing else. And like this is like his life's goal.
Tens of thousands of people in Nepal. I am sorry.
Sorry for America. Sorry.
I've tried everything we can do to stop this earthquake manufacturing machine. It's not HARP. We actually have two of them.
Earthquake manufacturing machine. I think that's what they used to call Rosie O'Donnell.
I don't know what else to say. And the earthquakes, as it shifts up, we're sterilizing this region of the planet with uranium oxide aerosol. And now now as the Himalayas lift up, we'll kill millions of people in this region. We're also trying to start a war right up in here and then split another piece off from India. And
God damn, the U.S. just plays the world like a game of fucking Risk.
Yeah,
this is
like we're just doing all kinds of crazy shit everywhere with our earthquake machines.
No evidence.
I mean,
Like,
goddamn, look, if the United States really had a weapon like this, I don't think we'd be keeping it secret and just
I think we'd be using it as a negotiating tool. At that
we'd
point.
be telling the world, like,
Iran. I mean,
excuse me, world. We've developed an earthquake machine. Let us just level Iraq really quick so we can show you our new power. Oh yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's fucking gone, dude.
Well, yeah. So if anyone wants to end up like Iraq, you can fuck with us, but I recommend not doing that.
Here and reform the Middle East. The United States, under orders of the Pope.
Under orders of the Pope. I think it's the most ridiculous thing ever. Like
Obama fucking, shows up at the
he's
Vatican.
not a secret Muslim. He's a secret
Yeah, Pope
Catholic.
Francis is like, it is time, Obama. It is time.
Kiss the ring, Obama. Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you.
And he kisses it, and it's like...
As an aside, I was thinking earlier, I was like, fuck, because, we're on our Europe trip, we're thinking about going to Vatican City, and I was thinking, like, fuck, this is the first, like, theocratic state that TJ will probably ever be in his life.
True enough.
And I just like, wow, that's...
She was raised in Louisiana, so...
it's still different. There's not, like, a fucking...
That's the joke, Ben.
A guy, ordained by God running the whole fucking show. So
I don't know. You'd probably be surprised if you saw our governors.
Jindal?
Yeah.
TJ will be arrested at the Vatican. They're like, finally, amazing atheist, we have you.
Yep. Yeah, front row seat for TJ's execution.
Sweet.
The Pope will fucking slit his throat in front of everybody.
Dude, the fucking Pope's gonna skull.
At least
fuck
that's
you,
a
dude.
cool death.
The Pope was gonna skull fuck TJ. He's like,
what happened to
like,
Scotty?
atheist now, huh, bitch?
Scotty, he died of a heart attack in his 80s. What happened to Ben? Oh, Ben was hit by a bus. What happened to TJ? Oh, TJ, he was killed by the Pope on national television.
In Vatican City.
He's killing millions. They want to kill 6.5 billion, and that's the beginning. I'm sorry, folks, we have reached the stage where things are going to start shifting now on the planet. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.
Everything's fucked. Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day. How could anyone who actually believes what you just said have a wonderful day afterwards? Honey, I learned that the U.S. is just a puppet of the Vatican, and they've got an earthquake machine at their disposal, and they're responsible for thousands of deaths every day, and they're going to kill millions and millions more in the future.
Actually, it's 6.5 billion to be precise. Oh, all right.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day.
Have
guys.
a great day. That's like your doctor telling you have cancer and then say, have a great night.
Yeah, you have stage 4 lung cancer, sir. Oh, but have a great day.
You're going to be dead soon. Have a great day because you
by
don't
the
have
way,
too many of them left.
Since you brought that up, you know how just recently we started
Having
communicating, like our government started communicating with Cuba's government.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Apparently, Cuba has had a fucking vaccine for lung cancer.
I heard about that.
All
That's
this time.
crazy.
And I remember when Michael Moore made that movie where he went to Cuba and said their healthcare system was better than ours. And all the conservatives were like, "Oh my God, how dare you say that? That is wrong." And some people actually wanted to prosecute Michael Moore for traveling to Cuba without permission. And I find it incredibly entertaining that we've had this disease that so many people die from, and in this country there that we refuse to talk to because of some bullshit that happened 50 years ago. We've missed out on any type of medical innovation.
But here's what I don't get. I mean, if they have a lung cancer vaccine, how come no one who ever escaped from Cuba to the U.S. let it slip. You
Doesn't
know?
happen very often.
It seems like it happens a good bit. If
It happened
If you go
more-
to Florida, there's a lot of goddamn Cubans.
Well, that
Not only
was
that, I mean, look,
that was around the time that things were starting to split.
Plenty of people visit Cuba as it's like a vacation destination.
yeah, like for like English people and shit, they just.
But
go
how many
there.
English people visit Cuba and then get lung cancer and get treated there?
Oh, lung cancer probably not.
Right.
Probably none. But
But I mean, like, you'd figure someone would catch wind of it just in like the conversation, like you're walking down the street and like, you know,
I don't know. This is something that's
got my
been-
lung cancer vaccination. You'd be like, hold on, what did you just say?
Let's pull up the story really quick and we'll cover it.
Okay, cool. I didn't know there was a story.
Yep.
Story for glory.
Yeah, it looks like there's a. Looks like this story is from the year 2000. Cuban vaccine tested in Canadian trial.
So I guess we did know.
Yeah.
Yeah, people must have known.
Let's see. Yeah, that was a story from the year 2000. I mean, there's a bunch of them. Find a good one here.
Lung cancer vaccines extends terminal patient lives. So I guess it doesn't stop you from getting lung cancer. Terminal lung cancer patients. Oh, you probably want to put it up there, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'll put it up here. That's a good one.
Oops. Shit.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. Here you go.
Terminal lung cancer patients are living longer thanks to the world's first registered lung cancer vaccine, a leading Cuban scientist says. Dr. Gisela Gonzalez has spent years researching the vaccine, which the Cuban government approved for the use of the general public last year. Gonzalez and her team have worked under the Simovax EGF vaccine at the Cuban Center of Molecular Immunology since the early 90s. Cancer are living a little longer after having the vaccine. One of my early patients was a 32-year-old man when he started taking the vaccine. I had a son that age, the scientist told CNN. Now he's 30. The trial showed that the drug extended the life of terminal patients by an average of 4 months, and in some cases several years, compared with those patients who only received traditional therapies. Younger patients tended to fare better. So it's not like this cures lung cancer or anything.
No.
But it sounds like it decently extends your lifespan, you know. You'll probably take 4 more months or, you know, maybe even a few more years of life.
Yeah, they mentioned someone had lived 3 more years since receiving
And they
the
were doing
vaccine.
it in Canada and the UK. So.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Something like this, though, that shows promise in extending the lives of people with the disease, I would probably think that leads them
Personally,
towards a cure.
man, let me tell you something. You know, it wasn't developed by white people. I wouldn't trust it personally. Because, you know, I think them Cubans just scamming us, man. You know? You know, I will admit I like Cuban sandwiches, but I don't trust Cuban medicine, man. No way.
That's the line in the sand, huh, TJ? You'll eat their sandwiches, but that's all.
Oh, well, sandwiches are good, but I don't trust Cuban medicine, man.
You know, when I went to the store today to buy more vape juice,
everyone knows the cure for cancer is broccoli.
There was one. There was a flavor of vape juice for the vaporizers. It was Po' Boy flavored vape juice. Can you imagine that?
Well, what kind of po' boy though?
I don't know.
Because that doesn't even make sense.
It was just called Po' Boy.
Huh. I wonder what that is like. Po' boy.
By the way, everyone, we still have our shirts on sale right now. There's like 6 days left.
Fucking TJ.
You got 6 fucking days.
Fucking shit, TJ.
Did you just remove the...
Yeah, there wasn't enough people buying them.
You're just like, fuck that. The red band shirt's where it's at.
It reigns supreme at this point. By the way, if you have gotten a shirt, send us your picture on the next episode. We'll play pictures of everyone with their shirts. And of course, still going strong, the fucking official Drunken Peasants shirt is still the king. Honestly, that fucking thing is just...
Wait,
Kenyanism
I sold more than that.
Kenyanism is selling
Not
well,
overall,
too.
you haven't.
Well, I'm
people like
selling more than
Kenyanism, TJ.
Yeah, your shirt ain't sold shit. Your shirt sucks. Only
Fuck
5
it.
people have bought that in the second
5
run.
people.
All of the shirts on the top row are ready to ship. If you buy one, you will definitely get one.
Pain. Ben is. I'm sure they'll all ship.
Away, and your
I'm 5
your
away.
goal was only 10, Scotty.
I aim low,
You can't
man.
move merch,
Even
bitch.
though
You're fired.
we're one away, Pains have already made it so that it will ship. If you
all
click,
shirts will ship immediately.
yeah, see,
Well, no.
yeah. So get your shirt cool like the people that we showed that have our shirts. Then take a fucking picture, send them in. Otherwise, you're a loser.
You're a loser, baby. So why don't we kill you?
Links are in the description, everybody. Also, just wanted to let it, just in case anyone missed it on the last show, we will be meeting up at first in Regent's Park, probably around 4 p.m. Probably like in the south corner of the park, that area. We'll more details later on. And then we plan to go to the World's End in Camden Town. Don't tell us not to go there. We're going to go there. I mean, you know how many fucking different people there are that want us to go where they want us to go? We picked one fucking place. That's where we're going.
And we don't care what you think.
It could be the worst place in London. We're still going there.
Yep, we're still going there.
Even if we fucking have information
Even if
that we're going to be shot the second we walk in the door, we're still going.
By a terrorist group, we're
Yep.
still going. We're
Yep.
going to face our fucking end.
That's what we're doing,
And eat
bitches.
fish and chips as we die. Oh, it's so good. Oh, God, I'm dying.
You think that's all they have there, don't you, Scotty? Fish and chips.
That's what I'm getting,
So
bitch.
uncultured.
I would, you know, it's funny, like, I would have people, like, sign up, maybe even, like, create, like, an actual meetup group or something on Facebook, but I know all the retarded-ass trolls will, like, say, yeah, I'm gonna be there. My mom would let me go there. Yeah.
I was going to go, but then I didn't.
So that's on May 14th, Regent's Park, and then we'll go over to the World's End in Camden Town later on. May 14th, 4:30 p.m. is when we're going to first meet up. And then in Amsterdam, we're going to
Sex
meet
Museum.
up. We're going to meet up at the Bulldog Mac. It's a coffee shop.
Let's meet at the Sex Museum instead.
No, we'll probably hang out there later.
Okay.
And then, so that's May 20th, Bulldog Mac, Amsterdam. That's more of like a laid-back place. It looks like a bar. They serve weed and drinks there, and space cakes.
I wonder why we're going.
I know. So maybe later on that night, if you're cool, you know, like the people that come to meet up with us, if you're cool, maybe we'll all go to Banana Bar together.
Yep.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah, man, be good time
So,
for everybody.
yes.
He's going to eat a banana at Banana Bar.
TJ is going to eat the banana, and I'm going to. I wish I could take pictures of it. I know they won't let you.
Unfortunately, we cannot.
I know. I want it so bad. So, like, if a girl gave you the option of eating a banana from her in any way, like, how would you most want to take it, TJ?
I would like her to hand it to me politely. So
Oh.
I can.
What if the banana is like
banana?
Banana. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like a banana. It's like slightly vagina flavored when you get it.
You know,
No interest, TJ?
I'm just gonna eat the banana like a normal person. I don't
Okay.
know what you guys are talking about. All this disgusting stuff. Perverts on this show.
I'm sorry, TJ. That's just the way we are.
I
man.
have.
You were just
morality.
Sex Museum.
That was facetious, Ben.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay. So I see what you're doing. This is why you were defending, because when TJ says retarded shit, he's like, "Oh, I was just joking. You just joking."
Just kidding, guys.
Yep. That's TJ's defense
I didn't mean
every
to say,
time.
I didn't mean to say Jews are the cause of all.
Yo.
Well, that's obviously true.
Who else but TJ?
All right. Here's a video from some YouTube guy talking about why he's a feminist.
So this is kind of a weird video for me to make because I thought really stupid for like 99% of my life. But yes, now I can openly say I'm a feminist. It happened a couple weeks ago that like changed my mind about all
Girl
this.
power.
So he's about to tell you the reason he changed his mind.
He saw me and he's
And
like,
became a
I don't
feminist."
want to be lumped in with that fat fuck.
Well, you know, that's a pretty good fucking point.
Yeah,
in his defense.
I'm a feminist now.
So a female friend of mine and I went to go get coffee and catch up with whatever old high school friend.
Coffee,
and we sat there, and there was a girl sitting at a table across from us. She had her headphones in, and she's typing on her computer, clearly working on something. Here comes this dude walking up, and he kind of like gestures for her to take her headphones out and just stop what she's doing, as if this dude was the most important person on the face of the earth, and what she was doing was just not important. My friend and I were captivated by like how weird this guy was being, so we just kind of eavesdropped on the whole thing.
Dude, you're weird, bro. Bro, you're weird. Bro, seriously.
But it's not weird to eavesdrop on.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go.
Take your headphones, suck my yeah, fucking stupid.
Probably TJ was there. Yeah, TJ, bitch.
Here, first off, to begin with. Anyway, she's like, no,
So if
I'm
he
not.
had
Then
game,
why did
this
you-
whole thing would be okay, right?
If he was suave, he'd be like, oh, it's fine, he's suave.
And then he wouldn't have
game at all.
If the guy would have had game, the guy would have never been a feminist to begin with.
No, that's true.
Since this is the one thing that made him a feminist, according to
awkward pickup situation. Now I'm a feminist.
Yeah.
Shit.
The best pickup line would be an honor for my dick, you ugly. Then you just in her mouth.
Here, and I needed to get some work done. And anyone look more this girl? Yeah, well, like you and
I
together
probably
sometime.
have.
Hang out and talk. No thanks, I'm not interested. In which case, Prince Charming was not. We food and have a night. So then she whips out. So what? We're just gonna hang out. This is a real story. My friend and I are over here absolutely cringing at this dude. She really do have a boyfriend, and you know that that's not okay.
So her boyfriend doesn't allow her to hang out with other dudes? Is that what's going on?
apparently.
Boyfriend, like, well, I mean, like, obviously aggressive in pursuing some random girl, but
Yeah, who has no interest.
I don't understand her being like, you know, you can't do this because I have a boyfriend. It's like,
or this is like wrong. It's like,
I mean, until the moment where he actually sexually propositioned, like a card you can play.
Men are always wanting to sexually proposition people, TJ.
Any man he wants to fuck you.
Obviously, he
Law
was
of nature.
he was annoying, and he probably should have just given up. But I mean, there's always going to be guys that are just fucking stupid and just like, oh, I'm gonna keep pursuing something that obviously is not there.
I mean, like, I can
women
tell
too, of
stories
course.
about being harassed by idiots over bullshit, though, too, you know? Like, remember that time I was going to the Olive Garden because I fucking left my card there? And it had just closed, and I was knocking on the...
Just in a stat...
Whatever. I was knocking, and I'm like... Some dude is like... Man, I'm like, I understand. And, you know, she's coming, and he's like, they're closed, man, you can't eat right now. I'm like, I fucking understand. I'm doing something else. Mind your own fucking business.
Then you killed him.
This look like she's being a bitch and walks. I looked at my friend in awe, and I was like, oh, that was disgusting. And it was a really crazy experience for me because I used to be that guy on the outside. I never how much of an idiot I was, and I'd never taken it as far as that guy did, but I can't lie, like if I've asked a girl to hang out with me and she said no, I've definitely like kept trying and kept pressuring her to see if she would just cave and go out with me. Because on the
Okay, and I mean like but no one in the end, no one was hurt, and you walked away and you gave up.
Right, that's what I don't understand. It's like,
I'm a creepy guy for talking to women in any way, and like trying to talk to them is like wrong.
By the way, in the past, you want to go out with me? No, I don't. Well, I've
seen it happen many times.
Try to lay my charm and shit on you, and you know, usually it doesn't work. But sometimes maybe you should be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll go and do that with you, sure. So I mean,
yeah,
like,
I've seen it happen countless times. And
it doesn't.
You're a creep. It's
it in
like,
no way
some
hurts
guys are.
the girl. In shop is kind of a weird, because you know she's just sitting there, but. You know, overall, I mean, if you don't like the guy, just fucking reject him. He didn't cross any line and, like, say, like, well, fuck you, bitch, or, you know, you're fucking come out with me. Well,
TJ, he looked at her
and
like
he's
she
fucking,
was being a bitch, though.
You know, like Biff Tannen
TJ,
or something from Back to the Future.
TJ, no, look. TJ, did you listen to the story? He gave her a look. Like,
looked at her like she was a bitch. It's like, well, you know, obviously, I mean, like, he's a dick or whatever, but that's all that happened. Like, she got a dirty look from somebody who was, you know, she probably was giving him a dirty look too because he's a fucking cretin.
other side of it, I can tell you what's going on in a guy's mind. Keep in mind, it's kind of stupid, but maybe it'll make a little bit of sense as to why that happens. So first of all, the only reason he would ever do that is if it's worked before. Some girl out there fell for it, so now he thinks that every girl in the whole world is the same and just needs a little push to go out with him because he's the coolest guy ever. So
he probably doesn't think that. He probably is just playing the law of averages. Like, yeah, it
She
worked
fell
before,
for
so
it. It's like
eventually it'll work again.
It's like I don't get it. If the girl agrees, it's like, well, she was pressured. It's like, well, then she can later on just cancel.
Yeah, but what's the deception there? You know,
There is none.
There's no trick that she fell for. She's like, go, you want to go do this with me? No. Well, it'd be cool. We have fun. Da da da. And she says, oh well, yeah, okay, I'll do it. What's the fucking trick? What's the elaborate fucking? Ooh, I deceived you. Ha ha.
I don't get that. It's like in life, you only have to ask for things one time to to succeed in any venture or anything. It's like that doesn't make sense.
So basically, the idea here is like if you ask a girl and she's like, no, that's cool, then never ask her again as long as you live because that girl is forever off limits to you.
Yes.
Correct. So the girl says no, and you just think, oh, she's just being shy. Says no again, and you're just like, oh, she just needs a little push. Then she'll find out that, like, I'm really a good guy. And then she says, I have a boyfriend. Now here, I can't believe he said that didn't matter. But to look at her as if she's being a bitch, I don't think he really felt that.
Did he call her a bitch? How do you know what he's thinking?
That's what I'm saying. Like he's basically like positing someone like emotions or and reactions onto someone else.
The other thing is like even if we're gonna say like be 100% on board with like this guy's a dick, and he seems like he is to whatever extent, not as much as this guy makes him out to be, but yeah. But I mean, take it to that extent and say, oh, this guy's a fucking horrible piece of shit. How does that in any way validate modern incarnations of feminism that you see on like Tumblr and shit? Like I saw some crazy feminist today was complaining that the new logo for the Huskies supports rape culture because the Husky has a very aggressive face.
I actually have a thing about Bud Light supporting rape culture that I was going to cover, but
way. I think he was just mortified that he got rejected in public, and for whatever reason that made him feel demasculated, even though that doesn't matter. Who cares? She didn't like you. Move on. So I'm having this conversation with my friend, and she looked at me and she was like, hey Joey, are you a feminist? At first I said no, but later that night I was doing some research, and yeah, I'm a feminist because
later that night I was asking myself if I wanted to get laid by this chick, and I said, yeah, I am a feminist.
Here comes his definition of feminism.
Is someone who believes men and women have equal rights.
We've gone through this so many times.
Yeah, the feminist
rhetoric, you can go through the dictionary definition, but if you actually look at the behavior of modern feminists on Tumblr, on Twitter, on the college campuses, in the media, that's not what they fucking want.
Well, right. I mean, just because there's a definition doesn't mean everyone who calls themselves a feminist fit that definition.
Yeah, I mean, not all fucking
Which I think is just about everyone. Like, you don't look at Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez walking around and think, hey, why is Selena out in the open and not in the kitchen making him a sandwich? You don't go to vote for the president of the and see a woman walk in there and go, whoa, what is she doing here?
What was the purpose of making the people in in that example Selena Justin Bieber?
He wanted to make it related.
Walk into an office building and think, man, those women should be getting 23% less money than the guy. That's
How many times?
Ryan? Right, TJ.
How many fucking times does this shit have to be ground into dust and fucking shit on until you fucking stop touting? Like, I urge this guy. Well, he's not going to do it because he just wants to get in the pants of this girl he's talking to. At first I was like, no, but then she kind of disapproved, so I thought about it, and then yes.
Realized I wanted to get laid, so I totally am a feminist.
Oh, yeah, I'm a feminist.
Wage gap, such bullshit. Oh, God, it's horrible.
Suck my white knight cock, bitch, yeah.
So that's just how words work. If you believe men and women are equal, then you're a feminist. I mean, for example, if someone says, Joey, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, oh, like I make videos and I post them online every week. Oh, so you're a YouTuber? Oh, no, I wouldn't call myself a YouTuber. No, you're a YouTuber. You believe men and women have equal rights? You're a feminist. And one thing
from dropping so many frames.
I didn't know we were.
Yeah. We'll be back up in a second here.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, sorry. That was an intentional downtime to fix some frame droppage problems. Now back to this guy.
And his cock-sucking ways.
And that's wrong. The whole point of feminism is equality. The whole reason I'm making this video is because I was the guy who thought he was too cool to have anything to do with feminism, and I'm just here to tell you that if someone asks you if you're a feminist, you're not a bitch or gay if you say you are. You're just a normal, functioning human being in society who's not an idiot.
I wanted to be a gay bitch, though.
Being a feminist is so square, man. That's what he's trying to,
that was
equate it to. It's
painful.
It's like feminism is not really seen as some fringe thing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like they even need you to represent them. I mean, they got tons of fucking inlets in the mainstream media and Twitter and Tumblr and all these other social media sites where they go and spout their fucking bullshit. So for you to act like, oh, this is some underground thing that, I mean, this almost seems like a video from like 2 or 3 years ago. When this was kind of like...
I don't even know what year. I don't even know when this
I mean, I guess it could be, right?
Yeah, it could be.
But if it's recent, I mean, like, it just seems like such a remedial video on the subject that is almost like a few years behind where this discussion is, on top of its other flaws, which we kind of elucidated during the viewing.
This video is entitled 60 Seconds of Common Sense for the Baltimore.
The Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Baltimore.
What's up, Josh First on here. Look, a little bit of common sense for everybody in Baltimore. Here we go. I mean, does slapping myself in the face really make sense? No. Why? Because I'm damaging me. Then why is it that you're looting and rioting in your very own neighborhoods? What sense does it make to burn down buildings and turn over cars and break glass and tear up your own house in protest?
I don't think anyone tore up their own house in protest.
Yeah. She does trash her house before we go to protest.
Maybe some houses got trashed, but I don't think they were trashed by their own owners.
No.
It is that many decades ago, a really great man stood up and said that he had a dream that one day that people wouldn't be judged by
just exploiting a situation.
All the people protesting are like these people.
The people who are looting and burning shit down
don't give a fuck about anything to do with politics. Maybe they do.
Maybe some of the people burning shit down do, but no one who's looting really gives a shit about the fucking injustices going on. They're just saying, like, there's chaos, I'm gonna steal shit because I'm probably not going to get caught because of all the chaos.
Yeah, they're exploiting a situation.
And that's all that is.
They're basically opportunists. Like, oh, shit's hit the fan, let's fucking steal shit. It always happens. There's always many people that are going to do that.
Maybe some of the people burning shit down and destroying stuff are doing it because they genuinely care about the cause. Obviously, their anger is wildly misdirected. But the vast majority of people out there protesting are trying to protest peacefully. And why is it we pay no attention to them? Why do we focus solely on the violence? We don't focus on the peaceful people. I'm not saying we shouldn't even cover the violence. Of course we should. It's newsworthy. But shouldn't we also cover that there's so many people protesting peacefully?
Yeah, but look what Ferguson turned into. It turned into a conversation about what was going on with the police and what was going on with the protesters and what are they doing. And the real issue of why it all started always just kind of gets obfuscated and lost, along with like basically just this rhetoric that like the right puts out, which is like, these are animals, these people are crazy, oh my god, look at what they're doing. And the only response seems to be people saying, no, that's not all of them. And that's pretty much the kind of like the dichotomy we've kind of created here with this discussion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not really even about the issue anymore for the most part. It's just like, that's kind of like, oh, police brutality is bad, but there's nothing we can do.
Don't destroy your own city.
Talk about justice, and where's the justice for the store owner that you just robbed? You're beginning to see the problem, and then throwing rocks and bottles at cops, beating people half to death. You really think that's what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wanted? I once heard it said that an eye for an eye means the whole world goes blind.
Stop. You're a Christian. You're not allowed to even fucking say that. Because an eye for an eye comes from the Bible. So you're not allowed to quote something that's going against the Bible.
Well,
as
and
a
then
Christian.
they'll say turn the other cheek is also in the Bible.
Of course it is.
So, I mean, that's
the Bible has mixed messages.
Oh God. Inform the media.
I can't believe it.
Respect the dream, stop writing, and let's start a conversation. God bless. If you agree with me, would you please take a moment and let's help get this message to everybody via social media. Click share on the side, the bottom of this video, like, and comment below. And if you're not my friend already on Facebook and this makes sense to you, click my name at the top of the video. Let's be friends. God bless. Have a very, very beautiful day.
At least that wasn't total batshit. I could at least see where he's coming from, and he didn't pull anything that was total gibberish.
Yeah, the last one was just like
the last one of his we played was just fucking like, just I wanted to glue my fucking face to my palms because it's just like,
that bad, huh?
Terrible.
This next one is.
You want to know what the last one?
Yeah, go
tell
ahead.
Scotty really quickly what Josh's last video that we played on here was about. Okay. It was about how the government is going to start killing Christians. And his evidence for this was that several Walmarts were closed on the same day with plumbing problems.
Oh my god. There's nothing to even say in response to that.
Right. It's correct. So, yeah, we just have to relive that. If you guys didn't see that, it's in our last episode.
Yes. Check it out. You know,
by the way, just so we have this on the YouTube record as well, our last episode, it says it only has 19,000 views.
Yeah, let's put it out there so everyone can see it.
You know, this happens to us at the end of every month. We have an episode that drastically underperforms, even though our own analytics say that it's performing normally. So I want you guys to know that even though our last video says it only has 19,000 views, it actually has 43,000
yeah,
views.
so right now it's showing 20,000 views.
Yeah.
But, you know, YouTube has real-time reporting, and in that real-time reporting, it gives you an estimate as to, you know, how many views within the last 48 hours it's calculating. And if we go there now and we take a look, I mean, it's been more than 48 hours since we did the broadcast, so this has gone down a little bit. But when we looked earlier, what was it, like 40?
It was 43, and now it's 40,000. Either
Right.
way, like that's double what they're saying we got.
Yeah, and everyone can notice this big gap here. That's from when YouTube didn't post our video.
Yeah. Thanks,
know.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's been a pal lately.
You're a real buddy.
Yeah, so
good old YouTube.
It's been actually, this is probably the part of the show where we should tell everyone, like the video if you've enjoyed it. We really appreciate everyone watching.
You gotta like the video.
Yeah, we might as well do like the video campaign.
All right.
So here's TJ to tell you should like the video.
Listen here, you fucking stupid motherfucking liberal pieces of shit. You want a podcast that'll piss you off but give you an erection at the same time? You gotta watch the Drunken Peasants podcast, man. They got fucking TJ, he's the sexy one. They got Ben, he's the boring nobody, and they got Scotty, he's the annoying one that makes TJ look even better by comparison, man. You love this show, you want to support this show, you want to show how much you love this show, you got to give it a thumbs up, man. It's right down there below somewheres, and it's going to help out the damn show, man. And if you don't want to fucking help this show, you don't love Jesus, man. You know, and I will stand there and I will tell you your face, you ain't nothing but a goddamn piece of shit, man.
Quir.
You a quir.
Quir.
You a fucking quir.
Quir.
You a fucking quir.
Quir. All right, so we're going to play one more news story segment, and then we're going to move on to Q&A.
What unfortunate.
Because we do Q&A once a week now.
On Wednesday.
Yep, so before we get into that, here's a story about Bud Light having to apologize for their new ad
Fucking Bud Light.
Some
This tastes really
racist
shitty.
campaign or whatever.
And
it
we're
is.
sorry it's at every fucking bar and
Or
restaurant,
sexist
and
or
we try to
whatever the
push it
fuck they
on
did.
you.
Dude, you go to fucking... Okay, so, like, you go to the grocery store to buy beer, and it's like... Budweiser and Bud Light takes up, like, a whole fucking wall.
Yeah.
Stop it, TJ. No one wants to see that.
Stop it, TJ. Stop it.
All right. Yep. So here's the Bud Light apologizes for new ad campaign.
11 Bud Light has apologized for a new
They
campaign
fucking
that many
better.
people say promotes date rape. CBS 2's Tracy Carrasco reports.
It's leaving a bad taste in people's mouths.
I can't even fathom why anyone would come
that
up
works
with
on so many
type of
levels.
Ad.
Someone should have thought that through a little more.
Not what's on the inside of the bottle, but the label on the outside. The perfect beer for removing the word no from your vocabulary.
Okay.
So obviously not what it fucking means.
Oh my god.
Look at the picture credit.
Fucking cry.
Reddit.
I know. What the fuck?
You fucking
Of course it's Reddit.
baby pieces of fucking shit, man.
What is
It's a
that
joke.
supposed to mean?
That's not what it fucking means. It's so obviously not what it means. Do you really think Bud Light is adorning its fucking bottles with like, yeah,
Rape
man,
is okay.
Rape's cool,
Rape
kids.
propaganda.
You want to rape? We down with that.
This is just the social
Bud
justice
Light, the
warriors
official beer of rape.
pounding the fucking war drums like, oh, they think they can endorse rape on beer now. Oh, they're wrong. That campaign is going down. I'm starting 7 petitions right now as we speak.
Okay, it's obviously just supposed to mean like, you know, let go of your inhibitions and let your wild side out and shit.
Rape. It is clearly, TJ, it clearly, if you read the,
Nope.
TJ, read it, it endorses rape. It endorses rape, TJ. You're a rape
For the night,
apologist.
it's part of Bud Light's
You know what? You
Up for
convinced me,
Whatever
Scotty.
campaign. They put 140 different messages on their beer
What the
bottles
fuck?
to promote
What's
spontaneous
going on?
fun.
Oh God, no!
What's going on? Don't unplug anything this time. Don't fucking unplug anything.
Mike, TJ.
Jesus.
I'll beat you to death with this fucking mic, you sick fuck. She is an incestuous faggot. Proved it.
I like that old video.
Oh,
Let's
man,
rip
that was
Scotty in
good.
the ass.
I
And
cream
you're
my pants just now,
And you're
y'all.
like, suck my dick, TJ. And TJ's like, okay.
Fucking further proof.
Suck my fucking
This factory.
Like the perfect beer for making up your own rules on game night. Like how that's great. That's like invites fun.
But many say this message promotes something else.
That definitely sounds like an invitation to some type of date rape situation.
Something fun about not being in control and aware of what you're planning to do next.
Errol Zwang, CEO of Safe Horizon, an agency that helps victims of sexual assault, says this label is socially irresponsible.
Yeah, because
you put this connotation on it. Of course, like if you tie something to fucking forcibly raping somebody,
This woman
or not taking no for an answer, of course.
This
What do
woman's
they think
career
is
is based around false outrage.
what do they think's gonna happen? I mean, like, oh, the beer has a bad message on. What is gonna happen? Like some guy
He's gonna look at the bottle and it's gonna
who
be like,
is,
yeah.
you know, he's just gonna be sitting there minding his own business, look at the bottle, you know, like the perfect beer to remove no from your vocabulary. Ooh, does that kind of have a rapey message?
I get told no a lot. When do I get told no? Oh, it's when I'm trying to have sex. Oh, well, that girl over there's drinking this beer. She won't say no to me now.
Thanks, Bud Light. You've convinced me to become a
I'm
rapist.
going to rape now. Thanks,
It's hard
Bud
for me to
Light.
believe that a national advertiser could be so oblivious to what has been a major
I'm
national
incredulous.
conversation about consent to sex.
Anheuser-Busch,
You're an
owner
idiot.
of Bud Light.
How about they
The argument
never
makes
even
no
considered that anyone would have that interpretation because you're a moron?
Light said in a statement, it's clear that this message missed the mark, and we regret it. We would never condone disrespectful or irresponsible behavior.
Anything that's not part of the solution is part of the problem.
Oh my God! Oh, I hate her. I don't even know who she is. She's just like garbage.
That's first, fuck her.
Yeah.
but
If you're not part of the solution, you're definitely a
I also think it's
rapologist
funny
and part
that
of
a
the
beer
problem.
company is saying we don't encourage irresponsible behavior. It's like even drinking your product is an irresponsible behavior. Okay. But her shit, like, that's like basically like, you're either with me or you're my enemy. And then Obi-Wan's like, only a Sith deals in absolutes. And then they fight on top of a volcano.
I kind of like this reporter. I wonder if she drinks Bud Light.
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Please tell me she drinks Bud Light.
Yeah.
Bush if they would be removing the controversial labels from the bottles of Bud Light or taking the bottles off the shelf, but they did not get back to us with an answer. Reporting from the West Side, Tracy Carrasco, CBS 2
Reporting
News.
another non-news story that no one really cares about except morons.
This is almost as important to the country as the video game rape story we covered.
That was hilarious. All right, so we're gonna move on to Q&A because we never do it anymore. So now we actually have a ton of Q&A questions.
Q&A.
You know what? Let's do one more segment though. Now that I look at the time, because the Q&A things are really short. Let's do one more. Here's a Fox News story. The resident priest on Fox and Friends, they always have the same priest on, says atheists shouldn't be president because non-believers are hard to trust.
Yeah.
That's a solid point.
Well, potential Republican White House hopefuls make the case for faith
Is that Megyn Kelly? Or, hold on. No, that's Gretchen Carlson. No, hold on, that's Elizabeth Hasselbeck, right?
That's stupid bitch Barbie.
weekend at the Faith and Freedom Coalition in Iowa.
The Debbie Wasserman Schultz of this world. When does life begin? When does a baby have rights?
In most places on earth, they believe that your rights come from your government and from your laws. But ours was founded on the belief that your rights come from your creator and from God.
You've got a president who only...
So your creator and God.
Oh.
I see. So someone different created us, and then there's God.
Jobby Bindle.
And name the opponents we face in radical Islamic terrorists, but don't worry, he's keeping us safe from those medieval Christians that might come back.
9 Republicans spoke, but did they toe the line on social issues to avoid alienating a larger group?
Well, here to weigh in.
Didn't really sound like it to me. What the fuck?
Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it's a tough line to walk, isn't it? It is.
All right, so Father Jonathan Morris, I'm sure, you know, him and Tucker Carlson will have insightful things to say.
Oh yeah.
One thing that is
I think they
very
meet each other
certain
at
is you can't
airport
fake religion.
bathrooms.
Sometimes politicians fall into that, I think. What matters most, I think, to us Americans, those who will be voting, is what these guys said before they were running for president, the way in which they lived before they started running for president. And I think they have to be very clear about the values that they believe in, not making stuff up in order to get votes. And then people will
Politicians
say,
would never do that.
Even if I
Oh,
disagree
whatever.
with
These
some of
fucking
his-
people are clearly
of some of his-
demagogues. Give me a fucking break. Oh, what did they say before this? It's like anyone gives a shit. It's like, you know what? If there's some huge scandalous thing they did or said, then sure. But for the most part, politicians evolve on issues all the time. Even if they're Republicans, I evolved on the issue. You know,
What do the polls from our constituents say? This. I believe in this.
I believe that. Yeah, that's.
Oh shit! Now they say that. Oh well, I believe in that now. I've evolved.
Beliefs. I like the fact because I can trust him to be who he says he is.
So how should faith inform a public official's life?
Well, if it doesn't inform your life, then it's not faith. Because faith is a set of beliefs, right? It's a belief in God. It's a belief that there are eternal consequences for your actions. And I think a leader that doesn't have that, a set of core beliefs that help him to make justice an important part of his life and his decisions because he knows that there are eternal consequences, well, it's somebody that it's hard to trust.
Should voters judge the faith of people who are running for president? For example, if someone's running for president is an atheist, are they qualified to be the president?
You know, I would say faith is not the most important thing, but wisdom in terms of a leader. But yes, I think it certainly makes a difference who that person is.
Yeah, you can't trust atheists, man.
You know, I mean, if
You
it was
can
an
trust
atheist-
Catholic priests, though.
You know, if it was an atheist,
Go
I
with
mean-
Father Molesty, little Billy.
But for an atheist, they don't believe in any eternal consequences. So, I mean, inconceivably, they would just think the consequences would be in this life
and not the next.
I know. I mean,
What if the rapture happens and we have an atheist president? How's he going to handle that?
he at least would be around to handle
Yeah,
it.
that's true. Hey, since you guys believe in the rapture, maybe we should only elect atheists so that they'll actually be around after the rapture happens. You know? I don't think Catholics believe in the rapture. Do Catholics believe in the rapture, Ben?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
they don't.
That's for sure. I know they're telling me to wrap it up, so I tried to keep it.
No,
very-
it's a succinct answer.
People don't believe in God,
It's
don't
direct.
recognize a
Maybe
higher
you run for president because that's a direct answer.
I'd vote for you.
Father, thanks for joining us
Thank
this
you.
morning.
I would, too. I want him to be president.
No.
President Catholic priest.
All right, so here's the Q&A segment. Here we go. We're
He
going
can
to go through 'em.
sermonize us every fucking Sunday.
Can semenize
as
us.
a nation.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. I'm guessing you've probably played Mario Kart. What's your favourite item to use? Mine's a series staple.
Played what?
Mario Kart.
He said, what's your favorite item to use, dude?
Red turtle shells.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, I like that. I like the... Is there a newer version for Wii U?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've never played it.
Never played that one.
The last one I played, like, actually, like, I mean, I kind of played some of the newer ones, but the last one I actually, like, sat down and played a bunch of was, like, the 64.
The one for Wii wasn't bad.
98 or something.
They had an item that was basically like the Mario Kart equivalent of herpes.
Sweet.
It was like a cloud, and you had so much time to like bump into the car next to you to give it to them before a lightning bolt came and made you small. But if you touch someone else, they got it.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because they had something like that in 64, but basically it was just a lightning, and it made everyone but you small, and then you could run them
You have
over.
that too. They have that too.
That's what I liked, because I especially like if you're in a one-on-one race with somebody, especially if it's Scotty, because then I can run him over and
you,
watch him
TJ.
go. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I fucking beat you every time, dude.
Actually, the banana's the
Drunken
worst
Peasants,
item.
What are your thoughts about a new law proposed by feminism for the amazing, wonderful, unstoppable act of the white rich male tax proposition, stating that if you're white, male, and rich, you have to pay taxes. Now, if you miss one of these things, well, maybe the rich part is missable, but you are not susceptible to the tax. Also, ban Scotty, bitch! Hey, Scotty, Jesus, man.
Wow.
That was like...
I was afraid when he started taking the sheet off. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, well, what's going on? And then it was like... He wore that thing on his head, so it was fucking pretty much impossible. It was kind of like, white male tax thing. It's like, what?
Yeah, he kind of looks like a Klan member, honestly.
Yeah, he should have got a thing for his mouth.
And I have no opinion on what he said.
Yeah,
it was garbage.
I pretty much agree.
Drunken Peasants. I was just wondering if you had ever heard of Coheed and Cambria. They're
Yes.
a progressive rock band, and their music centers around a huge sci-fi story that the lead singer made into a comic series. And I was just wondering if you heard of them, and if not, I totally recommend them.
I've heard of them. I mean, they're all right. You know.
I've heard of them, and I don't give a fuck.
Same as DJ.
Yeah, I mean, like...
I don't give a fuck, bitch! Fuck your Coheed and Cambria bullshit.
They used to do the theme song for NXT back in the day.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Always sucking NXT's dick, TJ.
Hello there, Drunken Peasants. I'm from Austria, and I was wondering if you think...
Is this Dustin Diamond?
It's the Austrian Dustin Diamond.
It kind of looks like him.
How you doing, Drunken Peasants?
Anyway, he's from Austria.
I think that the German language itself really sounds that aggressive, like it's put on the media, like on 9gag and on other entertainment sites, because I don't think that it is that aggressive unless, of course...
Well, it's your language, so why would you feel that way?
Yeah, you don't know what the fuck it sounds like to anyone else.
They're
bitch.
shouting it, which the most people are doing when they present some examples in German. But if I say, oh, it's a nice day today, in German, which would be, heute ist ein schöner Tag, I don't think that's aggressive. So, what's your opinion on that?
Calm down, dude. Stop being
God,
so
this guy's
aggressive.
crazy. He's about to
Jesus,
fucking turn into a Nazi or something.
I got
dude.
chills when he said that. I thought I
Oh
was
my
going
God.
to the death camps.
Do you have to scream it, man? Seriously?
Cyclone B and shit, man.
have
Fuck
to scream
this.
it?
This is fucking
Thanks.
crazy.
Get your evil ass off the screen, you
German
sick
just sounds
fuck.
like the most aggressive language known to man.
I would say Russian sounds more aggressive.
I
to
don't
me.
know. German has to be the most aggressive language by far.
I think French is the most aggressive.
French? Oh, yeah. You know what? I take it back. French. But French is definitely
Hey,
the most.
Drunken Peasants and Scotty.
And Satan.
You're God. My question for you guys today is, what is your opinion on the
I am
band
Jesus.
Nirvana and smoke paint every day?
Our opinion on the band Nirvana.
I like Nirvana.
I like Nirvana.
I'm not like huge into them or some shit.
Yeah, I have no obsession with them, but like I like their music. If it comes on, I'll listen to it.
I've pretty much. I mean, they didn't really put out too many albums, but I liked all the albums. I thought they were all pretty solid. I like most of the songs on them. So, yeah.
You know, if TJ was doing the show at the same time Nirvana was around, he might have been like,
fuck Nirvana, bitch.
No, he'd probably be like, yeah, fuck Nirvana. He'd be like, swallow a fucking bullet, and then like a few years later, been like really awkward, like, yeah, TJ, you kind of said that.
Like if you were doing this show somehow like before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I can imagine you saying something like that to someone. Like, you say that shit all the time. Like, go fuck off, blow your brains out.
Wish Kurt Cobain would just blow his stupid fucking brains out. Talentless
Breaking
piece of
news:
shit.
Kurt Cobain has killed himself. Like, oh shit.
Oops.
How did he do it? Like poison, hopefully.
Nope, shot himself in the head.
I see.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. My question for you guys today is, what is your stance and opinion on genetically modified foods? Personally, I think they're safe to consume, and there's a lot of science backing that up. But yeah, oh yeah, by the way, Ben, Load, Reload, Insane Anger are good albums, so fuck you.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, hold on. So you think they're good albums?
Yeah, I love them.
No, you
They're
don't.
great.
No, you don't. You said they were garbage.
No, I
Even-
never said
Even
that.
yesterday.
I never said
we were
that.
riding your fucking car
he said
yesterday.
Saint Anger was. I like Load and Reload. I don't like
Load
Saint
and
Anger.
Reloaded are garbage.
I like them.
They're so bad.
I like them. Shut up. Fuck you. He's right.
I love all of those.
You deserve
albums.
the middle finger on that one, Ben.
No,
Yes,
fuck
you
that.
Just like I love John
That is
Cena.
not good at all.
A real
It is.
American.
Like,
Totally is.
how did you go from like being a speed metal band to singing, you know, King Nathariel?
I love that song.
Oh, it's such a fucking terrible song.
It reminds me of Scotty.
It's so bad.
Fuck you, TJ.
It's a great song, and you're
What,
wrong.
what was the other one?
Something about genetically
GMO.
modified. We were,
No, I was going to talk about other terrible Metallica songs
Oh
from
no,
those
we're talking about
albums.
I thought you were asking what his other question was.
No.
We're all pro GMO, I think. Right. Yes.
Ban all GMOs. They're evil.
I'm not sure about
They'll-
Ben actually, but
They'll make
he probably
the
is.
corn.
Yeah, I'm
You'll eat
fine
the
with
corn,
it.
and you
I
know,
eat GMOs every day.
They'll turn into a fucking
Hey,
mole rat or something.
Eat GMO every day. What about the one that was super popular? The fucking
Which one?
Enter Sandman. When was that?
That wasn't from That was from the Black Album.
Okay, so
That was like
was that before you hated them? Because that's a pretty slow song too.
that
really.
was the I mean, it doesn't even
slower
so much.
than the, like super.
It
their
doesn't so
older
much
shit
matter
anyway.
slow. I mean, they went from being like a heavy, fast-paced band, and it's okay to do a slower
Master of
song every now and
Puppets.
but they went from that to like being like alterna rock. It was like,
I think it worked for him.
and the crazy thing about it was like all of a sudden when they did that album, I think they realized they were like losing relevance. And like they were switching eras from one to another because they like headlined Lollapalooza that year, which is not something a metal band would have done. They also they cut their hair short and stuff like that, which was unheard of at the time.
So Ben, you're basically saying like you think they just
Because they-
strayed so far from the roots that they basically sold out. Is what you're
well,
saying?
and I don't
Ben's
even care.
just, Ben just wants them to conform. To
I don't even care if they
standards
sold
of
out.
time.
I would say their music changed to such a degree where they were hardly even the same band anymore. I mean, they.
I gotta say, I really don't notice much of a difference.
You don't notice a difference between?
No, I said I didn't notice much of a difference, Ben.
Oh my God, it's like.
it's not that drastic to my ears. It's just
Well,
not.
there you go. Case in point.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the difference in style, but you're acting like it's this radical ass departure that it just simply
and it's
was
bad.
not.
It's so bad.
No,
like,
it's not.
It's
There's
disappointing.
there's no way there's gonna be like
disappointed.
neither of us is gonna be like, you know what? I see your point now. Your insistence that it's good or bad.
Ben said
convinced me
King
that it's good or
Nothing,
bad.
and then TJ was swayed. He's like, "Oh, you're right."
King Nothing sucked. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Now that I think about it,
Until It Sleeps. Oh, that's a fucking terrible song.
I don't even know what that is. So
That was their first single from Load.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
When I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, Metallica's like.
Metallica is dead.
Yeah, basically. Because that was their first single.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah. I was like, wow, this is fucking terrible. It sounds like Nickelback, dude. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
Nothing sounds as bad as Nickelback, and you're exaggerating.
I'm not
Hey
exaggerating.
TJ, how fast did we drive here?
1,000,000 miles an hour. That's the new Nickelback song.
How's it going, Drunken
I don't even
Peasants? My question to you guys is, we hear you guys talk about WWE quite a bit, but how do you guys feel about the other wrestling promotions, like New Japan Pro Wrestling, Chikara, Ring of Honor, or even Lucha Underground? I would love to hear what you guys think, and I love the show.
All right, so I watched Lucha Underground twice. I like it. It's a different take on a wrestling program. It's actually more presented as like a television program than like a sports contest, which I like. Decent production too. New Japan, that's like one of the most classic Japanese wrestling organizations. I watched a pay-per-view they did. It was Wrestle Kingdom 9. They actually have English announcers now, so it's a little easier to watch now that I can hear the commentary and understand it.
Didn't they actually have JR announce it?
Yep,
too?
yep. They had JR do the pay-per-view, which is pretty cool. Ring of Honor, I think that's cool. Now that they put their show up for free online, I can watch that. Same thing with Ohio Valley Wrestling, which is probably the most local promotion we have here. I watch their shit too. And I mean, if you look at their alumni page, you know, the biggest names in the industry right now came from Ring of Honor and Ohio Valley Wrestling and those smaller promotions. I enjoy them. So
yeah, I don't really. I mean, you know, I've enjoyed what I've seen for the most part, but I mostly just stick with the WWE and NXT, not because they're the biggest or whatever, but just because I'm not a big enough wrestling fan that I'm really hungry for yet more wrestling. You know, like I'll watch Raw every week, and that's pretty much good for me. Like, you know, I get my little fix there, and then I watch the pay-per-views, and I'll watch NXT occasionally.
But I mean, like the fact that NXT, even though it is WWE, is so much better than like the main WWE roster.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
I'm sure that at least makes you curious in knowing that there's like so much talent out there that's not being held back.
I mean, I think the superiority of NXT is kind of like over trumped a little bit.
Most of those guys came from Ring of Honor,
Right? You know, and I mean, I think there's a lot of great talent in NXT to be sure.
Seth Rollins was the champion of Ring of Honor,
and even a lot of the better people that are in WWE now came through NXT.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, it's interesting, and I've checked out some of the Japanese stuff. I've looked into I've looked at TNA a couple times. You know, I've mostly found that I pretty much enjoy anyone who puts on a decent wrestling show.
Yep. Scotty, same.
Pretty much agree with TJ.
All right, next one.
Hey, Drunken Peasants, thank you for answering my question last week. Hopefully this question all you guys can answer. My question is, what is the best religious argument that you guys have heard over the course of your lifetime that has made you question your atheistic beliefs the most? And how in the end did you come to terms, or in a way, give a secular answer to them?
You know, honestly, I've never found any of them too persuasive. Probably the most... I mean, probably the most persuasive thing I've heard said is just like... kind of just like the argument from ignorance position of just, you know, you don't know there's no God, or you can't explain this phenomena or whatever.
Yeah, even if the Big Bang happened, how did it happen? Like, oh, okay. Like,
you know, but I mean, even that's pretty easy because, I mean, like, the problem with that is, you know, the unfalsifiable hypothesis thing where I could say that anything. I could say, you know, magic pink space dragons could exist because you can't prove they don't. And the universe is so big, so they might be out there somewhere. I mean, just because you can't prove that something doesn't exist doesn't mean it does exist. I think that in order to actually believe in something, we have to have good evidence for it, not just no evidence against it. And in the case of the Christian God or all these specific gods, I think there is good evidence against them. It's really only the deistic idea that there's just some vague God somewhere that's totally unfalsifiable.
Yeah.
But, you know, people get sucked into religion generally because it's like a communal thing. Like, you're raised like, we're Catholic or we're this, and then you're in this system, and
and like
then you have to leave that system essentially, or say, I just reject it. You know, and it's like, then it's like to them you have to prove, why are you leaving this? You know, we all believe this.
So, I mean, really, a lot of the people who are religious are not religious because they heard an argument that compelled them. It's really more like, you know, I'm part of this community where we all just believe this.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. I'm in the early stages of collecting retro games like Sega and Nintendo, and wondered if you guys collect anything. Thanks.
Do we collect anything at all? Not anymore. I used to have like tons of fucking collections.
I would say that I just collect random junk.
I like old maps and maps that have countries that don't exist anymore on them. I like those.
I mean, I don't know. I like strange things that are interesting. I have a pretty big, like, collection of just, like, random crazy knickknacks and shit in my room. And then, you know, usually with some kind of dark bent. And then I have a pretty big sex toy collection, too.
I think it'd be ideal for me to, like, collect just, like, technology shit. But
Scotty's not a collector. Scotty lives a very Spartan, barren existence.
But you know, that's what I would collect though. Would be shit like that, or shit I would actually use.
How do you content yourself without being a hyper materialist, Scotty? Without surrounding your stuff with crap.
What do you mean? Like you just don't need that shit. There's just
what do you do?
He's a minimalist.
What do you do in lieu of that?
I just don't have any desire to have that.
Are you just like Wilson Fisk from the new Daredevil series, where you just like to stare at blank walls and contemplate existence?
Well, I don't just do that though. That's just kind of like
kind of a pathetic life, yeah.
Oh yeah, I like the road you're going down. I don't know. To me, it's like the same question to you. Like, why do you need that stuff?
Because it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, if it gives you joy, but I mean, like, I just don't feel the need to have all this shit because I just see like how you treat most of the shit you have. It's just like thrown aside and it's just there.
That's not true.
Like,
you made a fucking video showing what your bedroom looks like. How can you even deny it?
But the only stuff that was just tossed around haphazardly was just like garbage and clothes, which I don't care about. All my stupid bullshit is neatly put away.
I guess that's true enough.
Okay, hello, Drunken Peasants. Greetings from Edinburgh in Scotland. I was just wondering about your guys' opinion on the monarchy. I think it's an alright thing. I was just wondering what you guys thought as Americans.
Nah.
I mean, there's several monarchies. I'm guessing you mean the British monarchy.
Obviously.
As we were visiting that country, it is wonderful and amazing.
Yeah.
Gee, I could not say enough good things about the monarchy in the UK.
Yep. Queen Liz is inviting us over. We're gonna like
tea and crumpets,
have dinner
and
with
scones. We're going to dinner. Shit, I thought we were just having afternoon tea.
Yeah.
I say fuck the Queen and fuck the whole royal family, man.
You want to try? I mean, you could try it, TJ. I don't know if you have enough stamina.
I don't.
man.
No, I don't literally want to fuck them. I just hate them. They suck. They can die.
So fuck the Queen, huh,
Yeah,
TJ?
fuck it. I don't. Why do you need a goddamn monarchy?
Hello, Drunken Peasants. I have two
It's
questions
bullshit.
for you.
Hold
One
on, I'm not
is
done with
your
the monarchy
opinions
thing. I feel a rant now.
You don't need one. It's all. I mean, like they don't even need one. They just have it.
But TJ, tourism.
But it's. Yeah, that's the fucking argument I always get when I say the monarchy's bullshit. They go, oh, well, there's tourists. Yeah, there's tourists because they want to come look at how antiquated and stupid we are. It's like, you really want that for tourism? Fuck. It's not like you have to tear down Buckingham Palace and reject your history and shit. I'm just saying, stop propping up a fucking arbitrary group of people as if they're better than the rest of us because their fucking great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaddy did some bullshit. Fuck them. Bunch of fucking entitled. You want to talk about entitlement? I don't understand these motherfuckers in America like men are entitled or something. Men aren't entitled. These fucking royals over there across the sea are entitled. Just by circumstance of birth, they're rich and handed everything on a silver fucking platter.
You'll be
Fuck
in
those assholes.
TJ, you're gonna be in prison in the Tower of London now.
That's awesome. Come on, maybe we'll see you on our tour.
50% of Britons also think the monarchy is bullshit. So I don't think I'm gonna be too out there.
Oh, there's definitely people that are against it. I mean, of
It
course.
seems like it's
not
usually it's
universal.
about 50-50.
Well, the guy that asked the question, he thought it was alright, and he's Scottish, which is kind of like, I mean,
Yeah, you should be more against it than most, asshole. Traitor to Scotland.
Oh God.
If I could do a Scottish accent, I would say you're a traitor to your Scottish blood, but I can't.
Yeah, you suck.
Hello, Drunken Peasants. I have two questions for you.
No.
One is your opinions on pedophilia as a medical condition, not necessarily as offending pedophiliacs, but basically the individuals who have the
Pedophilia
desires
as a
and drives
medical
but don't
condition?
do anything on it. Being treated as a medical condition. The second thing,
Like I
is
came down with
basically-
a
I guess
case
it's
of pedophilia today.
It's more of a mental condition than a medical.
Medical is a strange word for
It's
that.
it's. I mean, like if you're gonna say that it's an illness, it would be a mental illness.
Yeah, not like a physical disease.
Yeah, I have a rape a childitis.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty severe
Oh, here's
case.
the vaccine.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to fuck kids anymore, right?
I don't know. Show me some child porn. Oh, no. This doesn't arouse me any longer.
Hey, take this home though to make sure.
Yeah, give me another shot just in case I need a booster down the line. I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of silly. I guess if it's just like a fantasy, they're not actually fucking kids. I mean, I kind of believe that you can go anywhere you want within your own mental terrain, but obviously it's kind of problematic from a social standpoint for obvious reasons.
Oh, and God of War is an awesome game.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. So, I know that Scotty and TJ are fans of Game of Thrones. So, I was just wondering how you guys think the series might end. such as, do you think characters like Stannis might make it all the way through to the end? Seeing that he pretty much is the only man to have survived the War of Five Kings now. But what I think might happen is that it is very possible that by the end of the series, Westeros could end up as a theocracy.
Let's bring Galen on the show and he can tell us his theory on this.
Oh man. because I know Galen, I don't even want to say, because like I'm just a casual viewer who thinks it's a pretty good show. Galen thinks like this story
But he
is
thought
like
it was garbage at first.
Everyone's a Targaryen.
He thinks it's like this revolutionary, deeply symbolic work of fucking whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it is, at least from his perspective, but, you know, I don't see it that way. I don't care enough about it to dig that deep. So if I say my theory, like, I think Tyrion will be king or something, Galen will fucking
Lord,
write me
Galen!
a fucking gigantic novel about how wrong I am, and I'll have to sit there and read through it and try to remember which characters he's talking about and all that other shit, so I'm not doing it.
All right.
But yeah, I think Tyrion will be king. Or I hope so.
I think the dragons
Hi there,
will be
Drunken
kings.
Peasants. I was just wondering if when you record notes for, like when you watch a movie like something like Left Behind, do you do that digitally through like a laptop, a computer, or a smartphone, or do you do that on pen and paper?
Well, the
TJ
only one
said he took 10 pages worth of notes.
yeah, well, the only one who fucking watched
Subjected himself to Left
it
Behind.
was me. Scotty was gone. It's not Ben's responsibility to review it. And by the way, that review is coming. It's probably not going to be within this month because I'm just so busy, but it'll be within the first few days of next month. I fucking took 10 pages of notes handwritten. You know, it was in a big college rule notebook. Every time something stupid happened, I wrote it down, or every time a major plot point happened, I wrote it down. Mostly just the stupid shit. And
Surprised it was only 10 pages then.
it was 10 pages. You know, I stopped taking as many notes as it went on, I noticed. Because the first 50 minutes, I actually took 6 pages worth of notes, and then the last hour, because it's an hour and 50 minutes, the last hour I only took an additional 4 pages of notes. So I must have slowed down a little bit in terms of what I was criticizing, because I just realized, like, I'll just be here all day if I try to write down everything wrong with this fucking movie. But yeah, it was pretty terrible. I would say it was a worse movie-going experience than I thought it was going to be. Or I guess not movie-going, but movie-viewing experience. I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it was going to be boring. But I never really imagined it was going to be quite the piece of shit that it was. I thought it would at least be entertaining. I thought it would at least be entertaining in how bad it was at certain points. But for the most part, it's not. It's really just so bad, it's bad.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. In recent stories about Dusty, he made that comment or joke that had a lot of backlash recently. So I had a question, and it's not really anything to do with Dusty in particular. It's more of a general question. The whole Dusty thing made me think about it. Do you think there's people who hide behind the word joke just not have to answer for their own racism? Like they'll say something racist and then just say, "Oh, it was just a joke. Don't take it so personally." Sometimes I wonder if there's people who do that. I'm not saying Dusty did that, but you know, I just thought of it. So what do you think? Do you think people do that or no?
I'm saying TJ does that.
Yeah. Fuck Eskimos. It's a
Just
joke.
kidding.
Just kidding, guys. Fuck Eskimos, though.
There's always going to be people that are really racist that realize, like, oh, wait, this isn't socially acceptable. I'll just say it's a joke, or I was kidding, or I was misunderstood.
I think if you're racist and you realize it's not socially acceptable, you're probably just not even going to talk about it.
Yeah, they'll probably
I feel
avoid
like
it.
most people who tell jokes that are kind of racist or maybe even overtly racist really are not doing it because they're racist. They're doing it just because they want to use shock humor. And I actually noticed that you have a Tromeo and Juliet poster behind you, so you should understand a little bit about using shock humor and being offensive for the sake of being offensive and stuff.
Yeah, that movie was crazy. All right, next one.
What up, Drunken Peasants podcast? I have 2 questions for you today. My first question is, do you think any of the age requirements in America should be changed, such as like drinking age?
Absolutely. I think the drinking age should be like 16,
Everything
honestly.
should be 5.
5?
5.
I was gonna say 16 for the drinking age.
But guns can be 3.
I would say the age at which you can run for president should be lowered to like 25. I'd like to see some younger presidents, but even with it being 35, it seems like everyone wants to elect someone in their fucking 60s. So.
And Bob Dole knows what Bob Dole wants.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you the last president that was under 40.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why we're so determined to have these old ass presidents. Get some
Driving
young
age,
person with some
voting age, or
fresh
anything like
fucking new
that.
ideas in there.
And my second
Poppycock.
question is, what do you guys think your catchphrases are? Because I've noticed a lot of times that you guys tend to like have like certain catchphrases that I catch sometimes. Like,
I think mine's, ooh, fuck yeah.
I think TJ's is, God, Scotty's just so much better than me.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
All the time.
I don't really think I have a catchphrase. I call things beautiful a lot on the show. That's beautiful. I don't know if that's a catchphrase though.
God, does TJ have a catchphrase? That's a good question.
When he screams really loud.
I think that's
Like
more of that's more of a calling card.
That's a calling
than a
card,
catchphrase,
yeah.
dude.
I don't know. Fuck, I can't think of any.
Scotty's catchphrase is, I'm a bitch!
Want, want, want.
All right, next one.
Hey, Drunken Peasants, I have a question for TJ. I was wondering how you ever met Ben in the first place, and if you could tell the story behind it.
Okay, so...
What did he say? I didn't hear him.
How did you meet me and tell the story? Okay, so...
We've done that.
Well, this is what happened. This is what happened. All right, TJ was actually in Russia, and he was working for the CIA. And he was spying.
Deep behind cover.
Yes. And, you know, he saw me. I was a Russian spy. And he just became unbelievably obsessed with me. And he started following me around. And he was like, hey, I know you're spying for Russia, but I love you, man.
I love you, Bay.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're telling them the story, Ben.
Oh, fuck. So
The real story.
Yep. So then, you know, I ended up getting sexual reassignment surgery to hide my identity from the Russians.
Wise move.
Yep. And, you know, we moved here to Ohio because who else wants to come here? Not even Russians want to come here.
And they had a love child.
Yes. Scotty.
Yep, Scotty's not really my brother. He's Ben and I's love child.
Yes.
And Ben is
I feel so embarrassed.
On a biological level, females.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
I can't believe it was
Ben's my mom and my dad.
I think we know. I think they know it's a joke.
I don't think TJ really my father. It was all just Ben. Thanks, Ben.
You're welcome, son.
Shouldn't you be calling him mom?
Hey, Drunken Peasants, I have 2 questions for you guys today. First question is, if you guys
TJ is
started a
garbage.
band, what would your band name be?
If we were in a band, what would our band name be?
Shouldn't it just be Drunken Peasants?
Yeah, it probably
Since we're
should
already
be.
known as that anyway.
Probably.
The Drunken Peasants Band. There you go. We're so lame we add band to the end of it.
TJ's Drunken Peasants Band.
Yeah, that's how TJ would like it to be.
And my second question is, would you guys ever have a meetup out in the West Coast area?
Yes,
Maybe,
probably.
sure, I don't
Yeah, I mean,
Could happen.
Yeah.
Maybe one day there'll be a Drunken Peasants tour if the show gets popular enough.
Yeah.
We can go around the country doing shows in various locations with a live audience. But we're not there yet. So
Not quite.
If you want us to get there, give us more thumbs up and share us with more people so we get more popular and
Yes.
successful. So then we'll go on a live tour and you can see us in person and throw
we
tomatoes.
really would too. I mean, like this trip to Europe when we're meeting up with fans is kind of like testing the waters with that. Like,
Yeah, if
Yeah.
if any psychos come up to me and start talking any weird shit, I'm punching you.
Yep.
I'm not joking.
I'm gonna punch ya.
That's not like TJ humor. If
No.
you fucking come up to me and you're like, "Hey TJ," I'd be like, and then you die.
They explode.
Explode into fucking a mountain of gore.
I'm like fucking like Doom.
Hey, Drunken Peasants, I have a question for TJ.
No.
Oh,
If
TJ's
you could
so
go back
sexy.
to college.
he never went to
I never
college.
went to college in the damn first place.
He went back to college.
It should be go back to high school.
Yeah, Cheat, if you could go back to high school, what classes would you take again?
Hell no.
Degree
No.
in anything, what would it be?
What would you
Nothing.
study,
I don't-
TJ?
I
How
don't
about
fucking
that?
want to go to college.
Okay,
I
but
like being a lazy fuck.
Okay, TJ, but if you had to,
No.
if you had to, TJ, you had to select one man.
I guess I get some. I guess I get it. I'll take fucking. I'll take a
Lazy
women's
fuckery.
studies course.
There you go, women's
Get
studies.
a PhD in women's studies.
Brilliant, TJ.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My question is about Josh Furstein. So, when this all happened, he left a comment on the screenshot that you posted. Now, further down, you asked him if he'd like to go on the podcast, to which he replied, quite a bit further down.
Do you really have to show
Yes.
us? I mean,
Sure thing. The Amazing Atheist. I can do a Drunken Peasants podcast. Let's connect sometime this week.
Okay.
That was on the 18th of November 2014. It is now the 1st of April.
Right.
2015. I was just wondering what happened and if it'll be on the podcast.
Okay.
It's just like the Vigilant Christian or some of these other people, man. I mean, a lot of these people agree to come on in some nebulous, superficial sense, but when you actually try to nail anything down with them, nothing ever comes of it. You know, it's like he wants to be seen publicly saying, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll be on the show. I ain't scared of shit. But then, you know, when it comes time to actually, like, schedule a date and time, it's like, nah.
Oh, man. Just
Ooh,
check my calendar.
Yeah,
Ooh.
let's. I'm kind of busy the next couple weeks, but we'll get together
Yeah,
real soon and figure that out.
The next 3-4 months, my calendar's all over the place. Maybe, maybe sometime next
I mean, how many times does the fucking Vigilant Christian say he's going to be on our show?
I will be on this show any moment now.
I mean, granted, I haven't spoken with him since the last video he made. Maybe I should try to nail that down for.
I mean, we tried before. It hasn't worked. Maybe it would work if we tried again, but...
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm skeptical, but...
You know, it's like, how many times are you going to get burned by someone before you just say, I'm going to stop wasting my time and resources trying to fucking get this guy on the show when he's clearly not 100%
Not
genuine with his
sincerely
interest
interested.
about being on.
Yeah, there's no genuine interest. It's just very superficial. Oh, yeah, I'd love to be on the show, but, somehow you can never manage to be on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, Drunken Peasants, how you guys doing this evening? I have
Ked.
2 questions for you guys. My first question
Sweet.
is...
Haven't seen him in a while.
Do you guys honestly believe that this planet will ever live in peace? And number 2...
No.
It didn't even live in peace before we were
Yeah.
a species.
No, they're very doubtful.
If a banana was covered in hot sauce, would you still fuck it, TJ?
I don't know, probably. It wouldn't be a very good taste combination, though. Spicy bananas. I mean, I don't know.
Spicy
Maybe
banana.
it would. Sounds like something Thai people would eat.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. So I know you guys, especially TJ, is always complaining about the quality of the webcams that the fans use when they ask these questions. So I decided to go out and, spend a few extra bucks to get the best quality webcam I could find. So I
Really?
hope you enjoy.
That's the best
so
you could
3
get?
questions. First
He
question.
must be trolling you, dude.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
no fucking way.
Your frame rate is really jacked up.
Yeah, your webcam kind of sucks.
Is for Ben. Ben, I know that you've answered questions in the past about the Misfits, and from the list of songs that you've listed that were your favorite and your favorite albums, it's obvious that Danzig obviously shines through as your favorite lead singer. I would assume so, but I assume you think that era was the best for the band as well. So I just wanted to know if you liked Graves,
Yes, I did like Michael Graves as a singer. He was fine. He wasn't Glenn Danzig, though, and it was practically a different band at that point.
I know. I thought he was pretty good. He put on a hell of a performance, but I just wanted to know your opinions on him. Did you have any favorite songs from the Graves era? And the second question is for TJ, my main man TJ. I just wanted to know. You gonna release
man,
a porn?
TJ, he's presuming a lot on your
Yeah,
relationship, man. He sent him into the question, my main man, TJ. Yeah, you remember that time, huh, TJ? And TJ's like, huh?
Like a real one? I know the first one leaked, but I'm talking about, just release.
All right, this is a stupid
TJ,
question.
TJ, did you have sexual intercourse with this man?
Yes.
All right, next one. I want to get through all these
But I regret
fucking
it.
questions so all these people will stop sending the same questions over and over again.
That's not going to stop them.
There's a movement in the United States to increase the gender diversity of our currency by removing the face of Andrew Jackson from the $20 bill and replacing him with an iconic and influential American woman. Now, I'm all for this. Andrew Jackson was a genocidal asshole.
Didn't we already answer this one?
Mildly. But I haven't heard
Did we?
I thought we did, but maybe not.
too many good suggestions of who could replace him, even though there are a lot. So I just wanted to know who you guys think is deserving of such a nomination, a woman to replace Andrew Jackson on the face of the $20 bill. Who would you pick? And I also had a question for...
Okay, so... I mean, it's pretty difficult. I mean, if you wanted to take someone from our era, I guess you could do Nancy Pelosi, the first female speaker of the House.
That's never gonna happen.
I know it wouldn't, but I'm like,
trying
to think of someone like from our era, like.
We should do the great spiritual leader, Star Child. Her wisdom helped me through a lot of difficult
What have we done with women on our money? We've done Sacagawea, and we've done Susan B. Anthony.
Let's put Mercedes Carrera on there.
Fuck yeah, Mercedes Carrera.
That's a good answer, guys.
She could be.
It could be like the back part of it could be like a centerfold type thing that you fold out. Yeah,
I'd say we should do it as from the perspective of as if the circle part that the portraits are in is like a hole, and she's like hanging out the front part with her tits, and then the back you can see her ass. So, yeah.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. I have a question about 9/11, but please bear with me.
We have discovered the quintessential neckbeard.
9/11, and they came up with a joint inquiry report, commonly called the JIS report, and includes or concludes that the attackers must have had help from foreign governments, plural, to pull off the attack, and it implicates the Saudis. But what I care about is that you can read this report for yourself, and it's open to the public, except for 28 redacted pages that only members of the House and Senate can apply to even read. And of course, this is done for our national security. The senators and congressmen that have read this, they've been shocked and said they had to restructure their understanding of history in the Middle East. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but doesn't it bother you that the government is clearly hiding information regarding 9/11, and that most representatives don't know or care enough about the topic to actually examine it themselves, especially when you hear "never forget" touted by these asswipes every time they get the chance? Thanks. And fuck you, Scotty, you're an idiot. Hail TJ.
Yeah, that believe me, that is not much of an insult to me.
And I'm not surprised that this guy likes TJ.
Yeah, I'm saying that is.
Yeah, man.
No offense taken, dude. You've already done enough damage to yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of a stupid question because obviously some people just, I guess some kinds of people just have a hard time understanding things, but is the government hiding shit? Is this like the most moronic thing you could possibly ask about the U.S. government? I don't even mean this is like an offensive thing to him, but just like, how could anyone at this point be like, can I trust the U.S. government of all governments? It's like, I mean, there's worse governments out there.
Yeah, sure. I would trust the U.S. government over North Korea.
Yeah, or maybe some country like China or these closed off dictatorships.
Or
sure,
even like
but,
Romania or something.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, the thing is that we know the government's hidden shit, and did they hide shit about 9/11? Of course they did. What incentive do they have to lay all the facts bare to the American public? None. Most Americans don't even want to know the truth. They just want to be like, they're going to kill the terrorists, the people that did this? Yeah, we're going to kill them. Okay, good.
Gonna get revenge.
The other thing is I don't even care much about. I've never even read the report. I don't really care about it. So 28 pages being redacted doesn't really bother me. I mean, I just don't care. You can read about the 9/11 attacks from a million different perspectives. That's just one other perspective. 28 pages being redacted. I mean, if they were really trying to just actively hide it to the point where you couldn't even know it existed, then they would have redacted those pages and not even told the public. At least we know that there are redacted pages, and we've kind of seen the effects that they've had on the people that have read them. And I mean, as you said, most people read them and say, well, I've had to change my understanding of the Middle East. So maybe it contains something about something that we did in the Middle East. Maybe it contains some intel in the Middle East that's not common knowledge. I mean, we don't know what the fuck it says. So.
We've been messing around in the Middle East for quite a long time now.
I mean, who knows? Maybe we probably have had our fucking fingers in more pots than people even realize.
All right. Yeah, moving on.
I'm gonna make this question video quick because this mask is too fucking tight. It's too tight. Ben, how do you do that for the entire podcast? How do you wear a mask for the entire podcast?
Well, sometimes I have to bow out like I did tonight. But the mask I have is made for wrestlers, so it's made to sweat in. It's not a latex mask like this. So
that's my first question. Next question is for Scotty. Scotty, why did you stop making videos on your The Spark Scotty channel? I would like to know, because I think you would be a good YouTuber, honestly.
I can never answer that question.
Okay.
Now, this isn't a question, but a request. I request TJ to please
Suck
stop
his dick.
attacking my family.
Okay, you're done.
Suck his dick, TJ. He requested you suck his cock. Will you do it?
DP. My question today: you guys listen to any Rage Against the Machine?
No,
'Cause
we
I've
hate
heard
them.
you guys make a few references to it on the show.
We hate
before.
them.
And if you do, what's your favorite song and your favorite album?
I would I listened to Rage Against the Machine when I was in like junior high, you know, because that's when they had first come out. The one album that he held up, the original, like the first album that they put out, and yeah, that no one had that sound when they first came out.
Not at
so
all.
it was really original, and that's cool. I don't listen to them do a lot now. I can applaud their originality that they had because it was like 1992. And they
Yeah,
came
that
out
sounds
sounding
about
like
right.
that. I mean, there was no other band that had a sound like that. So
You know, I'm such a casual listener to Rage Against the Machine, but I would say my favorite song is probably either Sleep Now in the Fire or Guerrilla Radio, which sound kind of similar, actually.
a lot of their songs sound pretty similar, but you'll find that with a lot of bands. So.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, this is Anita Sarkeesian, and I have a question
Anita
for the Drunken
Sarkeesian.
Peasants. You, Ben, you took a picture of me in public. You violated my privacy. You make me feel harassed and dirty. How could you do such a thing to a shock woman? How could you do that to a shock woman at all?
Yeah, Ben, you're a
Don't do
monster.
that, okay?
You're a fucking monster, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, you suck.
She's never looked better. Like, never.
Yeah, Ben's
And
popping a
you,
boner.
TJ, you evil! I block you on Twitter. How could you do it?
She said, "I block you."
I blocked you on
All
Twitter.
right, we're going on, but yeah, thanks for the
Pretty funny.
video.
Hey, 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 smoke
pen every day.
Careful, Ben
My
has
little
low
brother drew
tolerance
this
for
me,
singing.
So shout outs to Brinson. He
I have low
watches the
tolerance for
show.
what?
He's 12 years
For
old.
singing.
I do.
Ben sings in the shower, I bet, though.
Ben hates anyone enjoying themselves.
I do.
Ben is a prude. He's like
I am.
he's a stuck-up British posh guy.
Shut the fuck up, Scotty. You look like
There's
you're
tea
enjoying
and
yourself.
crumpets.
Stop it.
Indubitably Ben.
Hate you.
Indubitably Ben.
Indubitably.
Anyways, my question for you guys, I already know TJ's position on this, but
fucking idiot,
basically,
TJ. Doggy
do
style.
you guys feel like all the different genre terms for music, like to describe what type of music it is, are completely unnecessary and
Yes.
they sort of convolute everything?
Yes.
I don't agree, and the reason is just like when you have a certain type of music, like just to give an example, you have the Beatles, and then there's bands that were inspired by the Beatles. They had the choice between either being like a Beatles cover band or taking what they got from the Beatles and creating something new inspired by them. And then you'll get bands that were inspired by one type of band and another, and they kind of mix that together to where eventually the music that they play isn't the same type of genre as the music that inspired them to create.
I don't think anyone's arguing against genres, though. I mean, teacher, when you said that, were you arguing against genres in general? Like there should be no genres?
My basic feeling is just there's too many. There's not like some people just have too low a standard of what constitutes enough distinctiveness to be its own unique genre.
Because there's punk, and then there's hardcore punk, and then there's like post-hardcore, and then there's like grindcore, and then there's like there's like the types of music that like are like halfway between punk and metal. That.
But
kind
when
of
you
stuff.
listen to those types of things, can you clearly distinguish between all of them?
I mean, there's always gray areas with anything because the labels themselves are subjective. But
yeah, so
I mean, I would say there's types of music that you can hear the influence of another type of music in it, but it's definitely something different. But yeah, I mean, people get kind of pretentious with the labels themselves, but I think we do have to recognize sometimes when one type of music ends up becoming another type of music, you can't call it what inspired it, is what I mean.
Well, like I said, I'm not against genre distinctions, but I definitely think that there are way too many that.
Yeah, because
a lot
of
of
the
them
point
are
of
not, a lot of them to
absurdity
me are not
sometimes.
necessary.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I think in
maybe
general,
in someone
of
else's
course.
opinion they are.
Yeah, I don't know if necessary is the right word. I mean, like, whatever. I guess we could call it. I mean, I guess we could call, you know, Led Zeppelin and Slayer the same type of music if we really wanted to. But, I mean, I would say that they're distinguishable enough to where they fit into different genres. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like rock and metal are sufficient genres.
Oh yeah, I feel they're
Are
a
you
lot
really
different.
so metal? So would you say Black Sabbath is metal?
Yeah.
So would you say Morbid Angel is metal?
Yep.
Okay. Do they sound the same at all?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go.
They don't sound the same.
So that's what. But they're both considered
that
metal.
to me is enough of a distinction, though.
But they're different types of metal.
Yeah.
So metal is given more labels after that because Morbid Angel is death
sure.
metal.
I would say that metal has its own subgenres,
Okay.
but when there's like 600,000 of them for every, and like practically every band wants to have its own genre unto itself, even if it doesn't sound that different from another band. Like to me, black metal and death metal do not sound different enough for them to each be their own thing.
It's the vocals. That's what separates them.
That's not enough.
Because like black metal has more of like a screeching.
It seems to be like where your standard is and like where you want to stop classifying at is really
Right.
what it amounts to.
All right, we'll get through these. Here we go.
So since Hollywood is still on this superhero kick, which
It's
superhero would y'all
profitable.
like to see on the big screen, and what actor would fit the part best? And just for shits and giggles, who would you want to direct it?
Okay, so I'll answer this really quick. I would like them to make probably a movie series based on the Sandman series from DC. So that would be like the Endless, so Death and all the different characters from the Endless. I think that would be pretty cool.
I think Sandman's great. But I don't know if a film adaptation would be very difficult. I would say Johnny the Homicidal Maniac would be a cool story to adapt into a movie. I hope they would do it like animated, like do an adult animated film that, is full of explicit murder scenes and gruesome tortures and shit. That would be my ideal.
I feel that Howard the Duck needs another movie. The first movie they put in him, he just didn't really do him justice. I think the character...
But it did have duck tits in it.
Yeah, it had duck tits, but I mean, they really need another Howard the Duck movie, and I think they need to resurrect Stanley Kubrick to direct it.
Duck tits! Woo!
They need Necromancer. They need to have Stanley Kubrick direct it with maybe Alfred Hitchcock, and they can co-direct the movie. And
so you think they could bring Hitchcock and Kubrick back from the dead to direct Howard the Duck 2?
Yes. The quest for, more ducks.
The quest for more ducks.
Because Howard the Duck feels alone in the Marvel Universe. He wants there to be more ducks. So,
well, Howard did make a cameo at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy.
There you go. That shows, I think, a movie is imminent.
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like that, they used to do like these teasers at the end of Marvel movies. I almost feel like that one was almost like a fuck you to the audience.
So that was a fuck you to the audience.
It's like, here, you stayed through the credits for Howard the fucking Duck.
It's like you drink like a 40-ounce fucking, gallon fucking thing of soda, and you're like, God, I gotta piss so bad, but I gotta fucking wait to see what's gonna happen. It's like, Howard the fucking Duck, fuck you.
Howard the Duck.
Fuck you, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Howard, I did enjoy the Howard the Duck movie, but granted, I was like 10 years old. Like, I actually saw it in the theater when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a little bit different contact. I think you meant recently you watched it.
No, I
Like,
saw
how
it
could
when
you
it was
possibly like it?
when it was a new movie. I saw
But Scotty, what's your serious
Howard the
answer to
Duck is a
question?
Marvel character, though.
Yeah, he is. That's what we were just talking about, is how he was at the end of Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
yeah. I kind of like, for me, that's like a nostalgic reference, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Scotty.
You know my true answer is an actually good, plausible Superman movie, because I felt like I've never really liked any of the other Superman movies they've made.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't either. Another two that would be good is Preacher and
Preacher.
Transmetropolitan.
Fuck yeah, I used to read
Preacher would be
Preacher.
great.
Have you ever read Transmetropolitan, Ben?
No.
I think you probably enjoy that one,
Wouldn't
too.
Preacher be better as like a cable series, don't you think?
Yeah, on like HBO or something, or maybe even AMC could do it. But it'd probably be too controversial for them, because the whole mission is he's like trying to fucking kill God, or at least make God answer for his.
We're
fucking
almost
bullshit.
done. We're almost through this shitstorm. Here we
Hey
go.
Ben, TJ, Scotty, huge fan of the show. Thanks for all the content. I really enjoy watching it.
Wow. Really? You don't want to be like, I paid money for that, and you guys owe me something.
God, man, you
Really?
suck. And
Come on.
TJ, you suck.
Yeah, you guys are lazy.
Don't
You
be
guys-
grateful. We don't know how to handle it.
You guys did a show for 3 hours and now it's not up. You guys are lazy.
You're fucking lazy. Ben.
Yeah.
How
Come on.
dare you lazily make YouTube glitch and have errors that prevent
Yeah.
you from
Oh,
putting
I'm
it
so
up?
lazy. I wish I could put it up. So lazy though.
Yeah.
I can't
The
figure it
question
out.
is this. I've noticed that a lot of people equate religion and spirituality, and I seem to think that atheism and spirituality are compatible. When you think about a person such as Carl Sagan, he had such an amazing enthusiasm for science that I myself would argue that it came to a spiritual level and it became a spiritual experience for him.
I would say there's not really anything spiritual about science.
Yeah, I think it was more just like his wonderment of the universe and how small and insignificant we really are when you look at us in that, humanity in that context.
Yeah.
I mean, spirituality is defined by the person more than the activity.
Sure.
I mean, but I mean, like it's such a subjective term is the problem, and you find people can have spiritual experiences absent of religion, or they can have spiritual experiences within any religion. So obviously, if you're even going to use the term spiritual to begin with, it's definitely compatible with atheism, but it's also compatible with any religion. It seems to just be a realm of human experience that's totally separate from any sort of belief structure.
All right, so there's like a lot more questions. We're gonna wrap it up. Thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna do the post show. Have a good night.
We're all stars now in the post show. You want to just answer a few more questions in the post show?
TJ is garbage.
That'll fill up some time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, the elephant's feeling a little caged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey guys, let's answer some more questions. Come on,
I gotta get up and walk away. Get up and walk away.
TJ,
Walk away.
Hey TJ, is Wendy's calling your name?
Yeah. It's fine. All right, we're